All right, today we are going to cover Elaine Thompson-Herah. Now, she is just the backdrop for what's going on, but she is not the only one that we're going to cover today. But before we continue, don't forget that you are watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And as I allow people to come in, we've been away from the live stream for quite a while. We're probably not going to get that many people to come out because I haven't been uploading. I think it was 3 weeks this time. First, it was 3 days. Then I went a week and a half. Now it's 3 weeks. Then I uploaded later. But I've been doing some house keeping in the background. So that is going to be something that we got to take care of here. I'm going to upload some more. But look, I've been registering websites. We got HeadAndShouldersATR.com registered, but it looks ugly, so don't go there right now. And we got so many other things. We're going to have things where we're going to be able to give back to the audience too. There's ways for you guys that have donated here. There's going to be ways for you guys to also win. We might have some sports betting in the future because this stream is about money. We got that is our subject today. We're not going to be talking about all the other stuff. We're going to talk about the haters that don't like when these athletes make money. We're going to talk about the misconceptions that also occur, saying that track athletes can never make X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to talk about why that happens. But look, you guys saw it right here. Look, money bags Elaine. They're broke. Why she rich? That's where some of the people were making comments on. Now, even though I haven't been uploading for that much, right? I still been reading the comments. I still been seeing it. Go back to the video of the last video where I covered on her decision to leave MVP. First we covered the rumor, and then we did the confirmed one. Then we were talking about people saying, now most of the comments, I will say this, most of the comments were positive about that she is going to be, she going after there getting the bag. But then we had people that weren't so positive, right? We had people that weren't so positive about that situation. Let me turn this notification off. The thing is that why you hating, man? Why you hating? Okay, I can understand you may not like a personality or something like that. Something seems off about it, right? That's what so many people have said. Hey, look, I was able to put it out, and that's nothing against the people that do that. Sometimes we're not going to vibe with everybody. My personality don't vibe with everybody else. I come off very serious to some people, and then other people, I'm too goofy. Like, I'm both of them. And sometimes when it comes to money, oh no. I laugh. But we being serious, okay? Pay me, run me my money, okay? Run me my money. Y'all see when I post up on these crypto things. That's what I went and handled my business back there. Registered, spent $1,400 registering websites up the behind. Because we gonna go into this seriously. Okay? Y'all saw my master plan. So we talk about money today. If y'all got anything that's talking about money and on these athletes, ideas that can help them, here it is. So for these haters that's out there that don't like Elaine Thompson-Herah getting their money, I'm going to just say this to you right now. Are you getting paid to hate? Are you getting paid to dislike athletes? And at the end of the day, look, I'll put this on the screen again. $4 million net worth. Now, this could be an inflated number, or it could be too little. Because, some athletes, darn it, I'm forgetting the name right now. I had her in my notes, but I don't even know where I put the notes at. So some athletes, she has a YouTube channel. She's been a 400-meter athlete. I know some of you guys will bring her up in the comment section. Look, she has said, she was like, man, I saw that net worth. I wish I had that net worth. Well, some of it is just based on before taxes. You don't know how much the athlete is actually spending. They could be a big spender. And because most of society, they ain't good with their money, well, we can also see that most athletes are just regular people. You look at the NBA, the NFL, a lot of soccer players, but it's really bad and rampant on sports in the United States where these athletes come in and out. They're getting used. Their family members are using them up and like, hey, buy us some stuff. And then they come in broke and they go out broker. in worse situations because it's embarrassing that it's like, hey, I had $10 million contract. I had this many millions of dollars and I got nothing. Now, a lot of y'all going to say $4 million, it ain't that much. Let's just assume it is, even though this number should be updated because of this year, right? Let's just assume this is accurate. $4 million. Y'all saying, okay, she's made too much money. That's the one hand. What? $4 million? Compared to other athletes, it's a little bit. And then the other hand is like track athletes, because I saw this earlier and I responded to them. Now, I'll let you guys know. Whether you guys get my direct identity or not really doesn't matter, right? I will be hosting races on my birthday. And my birthday's in June. And I thought of this concept with my buddy. I said, hey, if I become a billionaire, this is what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to, if I wanted to give out $1 billion, I'm going to give every winner $10 million, okay? Because people say the track and field athletes don't make that much money. Let's put this back on the screen. Money bags Elaine real quick while I'm talking about this. I'm going to pay every winner $10 million. Now, I was thinking about just one gender. Remember, there's 44 events if you include the marathon. Let's just say I'm not including the marathon, which I actually really enjoy watching the marathon. So I'll be more likely to host that and pole vault before any other event because it's my own gratification. It's my birthday and I like to watch it, right? Now, let's just say we paid them out. That's $440 million, okay? Now we got to add in the other gender. That's 2 times 44. Now that's $880 million. Now I wanted to give 2nd through 9th place, or at least 8th at the very least, at least the same amount as first place got by themselves. But then when I thought about it, I was like, man, that's going over the $1 billion budget. So we're going to, decrease that. We got to give them half of that. $5 million for the winner. And then we split out maybe $1 million between 2nd all the way down to 9th. Then I was like, hey, we bring up the budget. You know how much money it is to have this many events? This is exactly the same. This is exactly the same problem that the NFL players face right now. The reason why track athletes are not paid as much, it's not because they don't have a union. I saw the comments with that and said track and field don't have a union. No, it's 2 things. One, the biggest problem here, and people will milk you for this one. They ain't going to tell you the full truth. They're going to tell you part of the truth. They're not going to tell you that the reason why is because the sheer numbers of events. That is the biggest reason why track athletes, unlike tennis players, which is 1 event, tennis, 2 events, doubles. They got 2 events, singles and doubles. Track and field got 44 events. Why is the Diamond League paid less than the Golden League? Oh, simply, and less than the last Diamond League that was in 2019. Well, simply because they increased the amount of events that they actually hosted. And here you go. I know. Here's Elaine Thompson-Herah's face, right? I know. I was when I put that math there, when I looked at it, okay, and I said, oh, this is simple mathematics. If I got a budget of, let's say, $500 million and there were only 24 events, and then you got male and female. Because when I was thinking about things, I make it from the male perspective. Hey, look, call me biased all you want. Hey, we all got a bias. It's just people that lie about it and people that don't. Like, I try to be as unbiased as possible as far as when I'm analyzing stuff. But I will let you guys know, I'm talking from a bias still. And that bias is I'm going to try to cover the top athletes from their performance as an athlete, and then I'm going to do a separate analysis of how they come off as their personality. And I do that with every single video. That's why on Sha'Carri Richardson, I say, hey, I don't like her personality the way I would tell somebody to emulate it. But then I also realize from the entertainment and athletic perspective, hey, that's that money right there, okay? Those are 2 separate true things. Those are 2 separate things that can be true at the same time, right? So here's something else I want to point out, right? I want to point out this. You notice that Elaine Thompson-Herah right here has a net worth, according to Celebrity Net Worth, right? Let's just assume these numbers are accurate. She has a $4 million net worth. And you guys know that I covered this on a previous video. But let's bring this back up here. Here it is. Let's go to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce right here. Another $4 million net worth. Now, they got very similar, some would say the same sponsors. Why is it that Fraser-Pryce, older, been in there longer, way more races, a bigger winner, okay? A bigger winner as far as the 100 concerned. And even before this year, they had the net worth leading into this year. So she has more wins overall than Elaine Thompson-Herah, even though they're head-to-heads. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is getting blazed up and down the track, okay? Why is it that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce only got a $4 million net worth? And why is Allison Felix only $500,000 more than her? Remember, they might not be factoring in, okay, what the athletes are spending and whatever, their price of living, all of that. It's more expensive to live in the U.S. than it is in Jamaica. So Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce might actually have a higher net worth than Allison Felix, but we won't know that, right? So how is it that both Allison Felix and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce essentially got about the same net worth, maybe even less, than Elaine Thompson-Herah? I'm going to tell you like this. Biggest thing right here is, here we go. Let's bring this here. Let's bring this. Let me bring her back on the screen. The biggest thing here is the negotiation of the contracts with her agent and herself. That's where it is. Now, when we talk about money, okay, and I got to bring this back up on the screen. Let's scroll this right here. Moneybags Elaine. This is my nickname for her right now. I really like that if she's going after the money, go ahead, do you. Okay? Now, I hope it doesn't, end up biting you in the rear end like somebody on the screen right now. Okay? I'm going to just put her up on the screen. I didn't got to say her name. Y'all know what happened. She was doing commercials. She stopped training as hard or whatever it was, the excuses that people let flow for her. Except for Sonya Richards. Oh my goodness. I was about to say Richardson. Sonya Richards Ross. Okay. She's the one that said, she actually pointed out as an analyst because she's an athlete. And she said, wait a minute. We know where we are in our training. We know what we're about to more or less run when we come out there and compete. Why did she come out there and she knew she wasn't in shape? And she was getting that bag. She was getting a bag. They're creating a narrative. When she loses and then she can come back and win, it's even more money. I couldn't write a better script if I tried, because that's the exact script I would run. That's the exact script. I would tell her to freaking blow the race, throw the race, get embarrassed, deal with it, because you're going to be alive at the end of the day. This ain't like it's a war or something. It's a war athletically. Then I say, come back, you know what you're doing, and then come back and blaze them up if you can. Now, that's a big if you're not injured, if you can compete with them, if you can actually win. That's a lot of ifs. But when it comes to this, I would have hyped the mess out of that. I would have did the exact same script. Now, obviously, if she winds up looking like the person on the screen, then Moneybags Elaine ain't going to be, on some ways, we're going to have a whole bunch of defenders. Can we admit this right now, family? Can we admit this right now in the comment section? Can y'all come out here and say that if Elaine Thompson-Herah starts to lose, but a Jamaican still wins, right? Jamaica still wins. Another Jamaican, call it Sharika Jackson, Action Jackson. Maybe it's Brianna Williams. Maybe it's a no-name. Maybe it's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Y'all be like, see, look, we told you that she should have stayed there. As if Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce didn't leave MVP herself, right? But if this is a money move and she's doing that for her money, would y'all admit that y'all would defend her unless she lost against Sha'Carri Richardson? Unless you lost against Sha'Carri B, then y'all will be tearing into her rear end. Can y'all admit that, family? Because I'm telling you that if she comes out here and she loses and somebody else wins, y'all would mention it and y'all do the bragging rights thing. And then other ones would be like, yo, look, she wanted to get paid. She's already done enough. She's done something similar to Usain Bolt. Like, I can see the defenses, because I would do something if I got to be frank here. I would do some type of defending like that if she's an athlete that I support, or if it's like my country. That's exactly what I would do. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's exactly what I do. I'd be like, she got her money. She ain't got nothing to prove. Who are you? She ain't got nothing to prove to y'all. Are you getting paid to look? You know how sports is. All of us be over here trash talking. But okay, now let's go back to the they are broke part of this, right? I talked about why she's rich. I came back and said, hey, it's her agent. It's her agent and her being smart enough and have enough foresight to negotiate these things. She's younger by what, 5 years, 4 or 5 years from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And yet she's got a similar net worth. Same thing. She's even younger than Allison Felix by an extra year, and she's got a similar net worth. Why? Agent, negotiation, being able to come out. She's done less races than both of them. Think about it like this. Allison Felix, with her range, she's running and racing more than Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And I did look at the amount of races. I actually started counting the events. Did you know that athletes, I think it's in their contract that maybe the minimum, I hope a pro athlete can ever confirm this in the future. But I looked and I was like, is it 13 races minimum of a year? Maybe 13 to 19 races. And most athletes run somewhere between 27, well actually 24 to 29 races in a year. And then the outlier is about 32. So 24 to 32 races a year. Ta Lou would have hit that mark had she not gotten injured, and she dropped out of I think 2 or 3 races this year. But she actually missed that. I looked at it. I looked at Ta Lou. I looked at the top athletes. I looked at the ones that were sponsored. Now I got to confirm this and see if they're all in a similar training camps, but they seem to race that many times. Let's see. I got to start reading some comments in the section, but I'm going to finish this monologue in a second, then I'll get to the comments. Now look, what about the other athletes, okay? Let's go here. Oh, I forgot. Don't forget to kiss the diamond, guys. If you guys are here, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not. If you're new here and you see this live stream, you're just coming in, press the subscribe button, comment. I'm glad you guys are commenting. And most importantly, share. Share this with other people. I haven't been on here in a few weeks, so we're going to have less people that are coming out to this. But I do appreciate everybody that's coming out on this early evening. So yeah, we got Elaine Thompson-Herah right here, right? Now, what about the other people? What about the other people that they aren't making that bread, okay? Hold on, let's bring this back up on the screen. Now, we got Asafa Powell here. He's a $6.5 million net worth. I would think that he should make more money than that. But he's had some slip-ups at the Olympics and everything. And I guess, who is this? Andre DeGrasse. Now, he's got a $4 million net worth. Now, why is it that he's got a $4 million net worth? Now, he's younger than Elaine Thompson-Herah. And you would think that the men would get paid a little bit more, right? Because there are more people watching the men's events. Just quite frankly, not even close. They watch more men's events than the women's. But he has been injured. He hasn't been showing up some of the years and everything. And he's younger than her. So that means he's ahead of where she is right now. And he's 3 years or so younger than her. 2.5, 3 years younger than her. Now, what about everybody else? Why about these no-name athletes on this list? Let's look here. Now, I looked up Tori Bowie, right? She's humbled herself into poverty. That's the way I would say it. Because we had a net worth range of her having 100,000 to, I think, 1 million, 1.1 million. Now, that ain't no offense or a slap on her, right? Because I'm using the word poverty as in comparatively to other track athletes that can win, you ain't getting paid, okay? Okay, you ain't getting paid. So she was able to win at World Championships. She was able to get a silver medal at the Olympics. She was able to be on relays, get medals up there. How come she couldn't have a better net worth? How come she's able to blaze up and win some diamond leagues and everything like that? Now, clearly, she didn't have the same dominance, but I can bet you that athletes that are not as good as Tori, they could have a higher net worth than her. Why is it that Sha'Carri Richardson, I could bet you money right now, Sha'Carri Richardson got more money than Tori Bowie. And she doesn't have a single win at a major championship. She hasn't even qualified for an international, let me put that way, an international major championship. Yet Sha'Carri Richardson is coming up and she's doing her dance, right? She's able to do this. Why? Why is everybody else broke, yet Elaine Thompson-Herah can make that money? And then somebody said, how does Asafa Powell have a bigger net worth than Shelly and Elaine? WTF, Ann H said. Well, it's simple as this. Hasn't Asafa Powell been running since before Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce? Don't forget that he's been participating. Didn't his relay and him break a world record? He also has ran the most sub-10s throughout history. He got the Guinness World Record in that. He's also broken the world record, 3-4 times? So I can see why he would do that. Multiple Diamond League champion, or Golden League champion. So I can see why he's got that. And then he's got the age of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce by another 4 years. So it's about to be 5 now, because his birthday is next month, according to this here. So, yeah, I can see why he has a higher net worth. He should have much more than that. From as much as what he's done, I would say he would do much more than that. But he came up slightly before social media marketing. He ran track as his business. Well, he ran track to make money versus himself as a business. Remember, we got to look at these athletes. We got to look at the athlete as like the entertainer. Okay, this is what I do when I come out and I'm an announcer. You know what? If I'm coming out and I'm announcing the track meet, these athletes better be competing for me for the attention, because I draw people out, at least from what I've been told. Okay, to some extent, to come out to some track meets because they know that I'm there, because I'm entertaining as the PA announcer. So they'll come out and I already have my thing planned out in the future. So I'm an entertainer. Myself is separate from that. I just happen to be in the same body. This is what these athletes got to think. Now, how do we unbrokify track and field? This is what we got to think about it. How do we get Marie-Josée Talu? How do we get a Tiana Daniels? How do we get a Natasha Morrison? How do we get the people that aren't the biggest of big names? Talu, yeah, she's going to represent the Ivory Coast. Ahore, right, will do her thing. Okabare, with a drug cheating self right now, as it has come out that way, right? Why can't they make more money? Well, number one, you competing against 43 other events and the males for the dollar amount. That's one. So what do you got to do? It's dog eat dog. If we really did equalize this for real and made a league, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Richardson, they're going to have to sacrifice some of their money and decentralize it to other people. That's what's going to happen. Wait, let me say that again. If we decentralize this, I'm familiar with this in crypto. If we decentralize this and we make it equitable for everybody, if we make a track and field league, that means everybody else can make more money and the top people make less. That's why it's going to be very hard, the first generation of coming out with a track and field league. Right? That is going to be difficult. Now, let me say it in plain English. If Elaine Thompson-Herah, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce got $4 million net worth, maybe it's cut in half because now we're increasing the pay. Now there isn't a poverty wage for people that aren't the top person. Because guess what? You can be third at the Olympics and you broke as a freaking joke. You can be second at the Olympics and broke as a joke. And part of that is because of your management here. Your team. They ain't negotiating for you. Guess what? If I have this YouTube channel and somebody wants to advertise on here, I'm going to say, this is my metrics here. This is my projection, because this is exactly what I've had said with some people before. And this is how much I'm getting paid based on this, because this is the potential you can get based on using me and my platform. Right? Somebody said they should become Dina Asher Smith. Huh. Well, are you talking about her looks and her modeling? Well, I got to be honest here. I don't want to put it on the screen. It kind of took me off guard because I didn't know that she did this. But Tori Bowie, she actually has posted a nude spread or something like that in ESPN magazine. Many athletes do that. Now, I don't think, and that was somebody actually telling her to do modeling. I don't know if, because you know when people go to interviews, they kind of know ahead of time and they try to bounce questions off you so that you could talk it up and stuff. And Tori Bowie is so overly humble in these interviews and is it not aggressive? And that's actually to an irritating extent, right? It's actually kind of nice to see athletes be like humble and jokey and whatnot when you can see her personality. But I mean, they were giving her softball stuff and she didn't bounce it back. And I think that was like them trying to advertise, maybe the management told them ahead of time, that she's going to start modeling. Tori Bowie has done modeling, but that doesn't mean that she can get money like that, right? Dina Asher Smith can model all day and every day, but if she doesn't know because her agents and the people around her are not doing the correct deals, you could get the short end of the stick. You could get the short end of the stick. She could do everything. You know what? Pole vaulters. You know why pole vaulters actually can make so much money, especially the female ones? They go out and model. Many of them have done that. Why is it that Serena Williams is making about the same, sometimes less, I guess, depending on the year, as the other woman, and she doesn't have the skill set? Shoot. And then they say, well, it's because she's white. She's white. That's why. Man, that's the low level. That's the easy thing to do. You know what she's out there? She's shaking her rump. She's being active as possible, jumping around, because you know if it was a black person, they'd say, oh, this person is XYZ animal, right? Because that's what people will say against that. Yeah, I'm gonna speak it. But she's going out and doing the same thing, and she's not. And people are just lopping it up that she's white. See, they hate black people. Like when that Kenyan dude came in and was like, see, they don't like to see a black man run fast. And I was like, dude, you know that this channel has basically talked about Jamaican men and women. The way you think most of the people from Jamaica are from, and then the American contingency here. You think most of us are non-black? And that guy must have thought that I was not black based on my voice too, as many people have thought before. I don't know why, but whatever. So getting back to this, if you don't know how to market yourself, you're going to be broke as a joke. That's what we need to get out of the poverty mindset in general as a people, but also as these athletes. There should not be a British athlete. This was a white British athlete, a man, that worked 4 jobs and then had to come up and he qualified for the Olympics. 4 jobs. 4 freaking jobs and barely make it poverty. Number one, he did something wrong. If you got to work more than 2 jobs and you can't pay your bills, what jobs are you working? You must not, they must be because of your training schedule that you can't work a regular job because of however your training schedule is. It must be middle of the day. So most of the jobs can't do that. I'll look up Vorholm in a second. I think I couldn't find his net worth. If somebody can let us know what Vorholm's net worth is, because I did look that up before and I don't think I could find it. They said Talu, they said Safa's run longer than them. Yeah, Albert said, NH said Talu could easily be marketed more. She's one of the biggest African sprinters ever. Yeah, there you go. Just like how I would market Ferdinand. I don't care about the altitude. It's all marketing. You highlight the strongest points. If it's coming up and beating the drum of somebody, we gonna highlight the best points. That's why I understand when the crowds come here for Jamaica, for other nations, and y'all come here and look, I'm gonna point it out. Of course, because that's my job. That's the job technically I created for myself here on YouTube. But I definitely understand when somebody like, no, Jamaica, we gonna win, we gonna do this. This is this thing, and then they leave out the other stuff. And then I'll be like, come on now, y'all gotta hold y'all not holding Elaine Thompson-Herah to the same standard you holding Richardson to or this other athlete. But I know where it's coming from, and I you know what? In some ways, look. I could do the same thing, right? So yeah, it's all about marketing. They said Shelly's only problem is that Jamaica is so small. Had Shelly, for example, ran for America, Britain, she'd be huge. Maybe as big as you saying, I dare say. No. Okay. That's why I made that other video. Where's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce real quick? Actually, I'm gonna do this one. No. Let's put this real quick. Let me just address that one real quick. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, you forget that track and field is an international sport. Okay? That's the difference. That's like when somebody says, well, I'm broke because I'm black. Or I'm broke because, Jamaica, we ain't got that. I seen this in the comments. Matter of fact, I was going to do a post on this, but then I decided not to. Because I knew people, if they read it, they're going to try to take my words out and flip them around. But you know how many people have DM'd me since that time I did the post about Puma, whether they take care of Jamaica or not. And then I said, people have said about the poverty thing. You know how many people that have said, I don't know if, because I can only go by them saying they were and take their word for it, that they are from Jamaica, they left Jamaica, don't want to go back to Jamaica. And then I'm just like, I'm shaking my head like, what? So instead of trying to improve where you're from, you said, I'm leaving. That's called a brain drain. That's why nations fall. That's why Nigeria has not been able to maintain this thing, right? But I understand in some aspects because, it's like, hey, you get some money and you go back to that neighborhood. Some people take you out in the USA if you're black, right? I can understand it. But look, some people are saying, hey, look, well, you know us down here, we ain't got the opportunity because we're Jamaican. It's the internet, man. How do you know where I live? I could be living in a slum right now, although I'm not. I could be living in a slum, and all I need is good internet. And if I were, I probably wouldn't have stopped. I probably wouldn't have even stopped for 3 weeks or so, basically a month and a half if I include the first time I stopped uploading videos. And I'll just be just like that, like clockwork, if I really depended on this, right? And I'll just be video. The internet is here. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, it comes down to her management team. You know what happened to Usain Bolt? I argued that he would have made more money had he appeared and raced in the United States more. That's the whole point of what I'm saying here. If he came to the United States more to race, I said, you know what? He could make more money from the United States. What instead they do, and I would say from the sponsors, not because the races are paying more. That's the short-sighted thing. The other thing is European races are paying athletes more, but I would go to Europe or the United States to race like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has done, right? Sure, she could arguably make more if she were in Britain, but would she have run as fast? Let's stop that for a second. If Dina Asher-Smith was in Jamaica training with Jamaican coaches, since we like to say that now, right? If she was training there, if the Jamaican coaches are the best coaches on the planet, we know who we talking about here. Now, wouldn't she be faster? Wouldn't she be faster? Just by that same logic. And so that means she would sacrifice her money to be faster? Or was she no, I don't agree with you. Nope. You're missing the point completely, Albert. The United States is another market. Actually, let me stop this for a second. Slight change of topic, but it's exactly on the same point. Ferdinand, are you here, my brother? Are you here, my brother Ferdinand? Let me ask you this question, and everybody else here. How much money, and don't say an amount, just say yes or no. Do you make money out of Africa? And if you live in Africa right now, you're watching this. Do you make money out of a nation that you are not currently living in Africa? I'll wait for anybody that's here. Right? So, do you make money out of an African nation? And while I'm waiting for you guys to say that, I make money out of an African nation. Matter of fact, I make money out of multiple African nations every month. I'm trying to increase it to $1 million a month. Right? Do I have to live there to do that? No. What do I have to do? This is what I got to do. I got to make sure that if I was an athlete and I wanted to make money out of Africa, sure, there's more money It's not about living in the United States or from the United States. It's about marketing yourself to the United States. That's the difference that we're here. I saw exactly what you said. You said, had Shelly, for example, ran for America or Britain, she'd be huge. Maybe as huge as, maybe as big as Usain, I dare say. That's exactly what you said, Albert. No, she does not have to run for either of the nations. All she has to do is do the marketing there. You could argue in some alternate reality of what if and say, oh, how do you make money for these nations? Oh, I'm glad you asked. This is why the athletes are broke for a lot of times. You got Americans living in America that's broke. Please explain that. Okay, if it's all cracked up, why does everybody say go run to Europe? This is literally what is said here in the United States. It's just for the people that may not know. Why do they say go and run in Europe? Because USA don't got no money for track and field. Why did Allison Felix go to Europe and run so many times over there if the money was in the US? Let me just stop this perception right now that the United States somehow, because it got money in other things, got money for track and field athletes here, and they would make more money if they were the darling of the United States. That's a perception that is incorrect. You could be here and dead broke. You could be here and be a winner and still don't got the money. Matter of fact, Justin Gatlin, $3 million net worth. He's been around just as long as Asafa Powell. Now, he's an American. Although he was banned for, 6 years or something like that. He was an Olympic gold medalist. He's shown up. He's won. He's been in the top 4 for, 10 or 11 seasons? Where was it at? Where's my list that I had of him? He's been up in the top 4. Not just top 10, not top 5, top 4. For basically a decade altogether, yet he still only got a $3 million net worth. And not only that, he's won multiple diamond leagues coming in, golden leagues, all, you name it. He's coming out win, win, win. Win, 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 right? Matter of fact, I should play that song. The man is out there doing it. If the USA, I could bring this and I could bring up other Americans. Should I start bringing up all the other Americans here that have a similar pedigree? Let's go to Maurice Green. Maurice Green, winning. He's a winner, right? Very dominant. $3 million net worth. And this is a male. The men typically would have more money than the women. Should I go through other people? Should I? I mean, I could debunk your argument very easily. I've already done the research on it. There is not more money for somebody born in the United States. There's more money in Europe. Sure, I could almost agree with you that if they were born or something like that, ran for Europe, sure. Because if it were compared to an African athlete, I could almost certainly agree with you as far as that, because you know why? There's not a lot of money that's within Africa, but Jamaica's so close to the United States, and there's that built-in rivalry. You're going to get runoff money just from that. There is no Kenya versus USA rivalry that's built in. There is no Ethiopia versus USA or some European rivalry built in. It's Kenya versus Uganda versus Ethiopia. That's where it is. Those are not money centers. So that means if you can create it. Now, I just put out an idea right there. Somebody could create a rivalry from Europe versus the African nations. Suck up the money in Africa, become a money pot, then you don't have to worry about it. You get what I'm saying? This all goes hand in hand with why most of these athletes are dead broke, other than the amount of events, and why some of them got money. And you don't have to be a winner. You don't have to be a winner. Here we go. Let's listen to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce real quick.
Jamaica 1, 2, 3. Should we have expected anything differently?
No, you shouldn't have.
All right. Now, we know that Shelly-Ann, Elaine, Shericka Jackson, and all of them, they doing their thing, right? And yet you got somebody right here that can't run fast enough to save her life if her life was on the line at that race, that they set up a race for her. Trikey set up a race for her, ran advertisements for her, ignored the other athletes, ignored the Jamaicans, and yet she couldn't. And I can bet you money, in the same exact amount of time, if it's not now, they would have renegotiate the contract eventually, whenever that expires. She's going to make more money, higher net worth than both Shelly-Ann, Fraser-Pryce, and Elaine Thompson-Herah without ever winning. She could never win. I'll say it right now. I will put my brand on the line for that one. I will put my brand on the line. She could never win and have more money. This is about getting the bag. Okay, this is a completely different conversation. This is about getting the bag. That's why I said money bags Elaine. I want them to weigh her down so that her legs get stronger and she runs even faster. Now, I still, if I wanted to get personal here, I would like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce to win next year. Why? I like to see winners and legends. If that's going to be her last race, I want to see her do that. No offense to Elaine. Right? No offense to Elaine at all. I want to see legends and whatnot end off really well. I wanted to see a Usain Bolt win his last race. Now, I would have liked this last race to be the 4x1, because the Open 100. Hey, I want an American to win that, right? That's what I like to see, right? But whatever his very last race is, if it was the Open race or whatever, hey, look, I want to see him win. I don't feel conflicted at that at all. Now, if it was somebody I personally knew, I don't care who you is. You would be a legend, everything. I'm like, beat the bricks off of him or her. Beat the bricks off of them. Oh, don't respect a legend. Run them into the ground. That's what I would say. But if I don't personally know any of them, I'm going to default and say, you know what? I want the legend to win. Ahead of, unless there's something wrong with them, ahead of somebody from maybe my country or something that people there. I don't really have the allegiance there. I'm like, yeah, black person. I like to see the black person. Hey, I like to support him, right? So there you go. Money bags Elaine. That's why we come in here. They said they replicated the Olympics final trying to prove a point if she won, but then she got clapped. Yeah, she got beat down. Albert also said she could never win and not get more money, as she is American, and the drama she causes will always have 300 million Americans watching and supporting her. I wish you'd admit that. Wait a minute, 300 million? How many people are watching track and field in the United States? Do you think this is American football, aka gridiron? Wait a minute. You think that many people will potentially watch track and field? No, sir. There were 10 million views. I think it might be 12 million views on Richardson's video right now. And who knows about the live viewers or whatever, because they don't reveal the numbers off of mobile. But what? What, sir? No. No. But anyway, Ferdinand says, I'm only making money out of my government. Retired cop. I think furthermore, I'm an evangelist, not a money-making business. Though lots of my friends make money in Africa. All right, Ferdinand. Wait a minute. You a cop? Man. I ain't got a good relationship with cop. But hey, look, I will hire you as my security detail if you come out of retirement. If I come down to South Africa, all right, I will hire you as my security detail. All right. But yeah, if anybody that serves in these things, I take it as a case-by-case basis. I'm joking here, partially, because the cops. But anyway, as I said, interesting. So you have friends that make money in Africa. Yes. See, that's the thing. That's what this post is about here. Let me get back on topic. Here. We need to figure out a way to do this. And I'm going to give it to you right here. We got some athletes and future athletes that want to make money. So let me get to the point. All right. Number one. Actually, I'll put this on the screen. Number one, this is how we do it. as I click this one button before my screen turns off. All right. Number one, you get yourself and you realize that you, like Moneybags Elaine, are separate from yourself. And what I mean here is your body is your business. Let's take Jay-Z, for example, Adele, or anybody like that. You know, they always like to use the term starving artist. Isn't there a similarity between musicians or artists and track and field athletes? There's a whole bunch of them. The difference is, and there's a whole bunch of different genres and everything. It's only a limited amount of money. There's no such thing as unlimited money. Anybody selling you that stuff is selling you a lie so they can make money off of you, okay? Because if it was unlimited money, well, we know what would happen. But the similarity is there. You know why some of them make money and other ones don't? Well, simple as this. They demand, after they've done their process, Jay-Z specifically said it himself. He said when he's making his music, he's in his creative mode. After he finishes that, he's like, oh no, here go to business. Here go to business. All right, where's my money? Run me my money. So when you're in your creative mode, aka training and in practice, you can do that. As soon as you finish your practice, you go up to your agent, or if you're representing yourself, you're going to come out here and you say these words. Run me my money. That's what you got to think in your head. How do I increase the amount of money that I can make so that I don't have to worry about having to win every single race until the most important one? You know why that the Americans are running fast earlier in the season and sometimes they can't, their bodies don't hold together. Prime example, Sha'Carri Richardson. She said it herself in 2019. You know, when you run in your body and you're running fast and you just can't hold it and your body just breaks down even though you don't want to. I wish I had that exact video so I didn't have to, mimic that one. But she said it herself. Her body broke down before she wanted to. She didn't want to do that. Okay. Now, Elaine Thompson-Herah, she ain't do nothing at the World Championships after she won her first Olympics. She got a silver medal in 2015. Then she got a gold, double gold, and a silver in 2016. Nothing in 2017. And if I'm not mistaken, nothing in 2019. Yet she got a similar net worth as Allison Felix, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And she really came up to the international stage very late, right? That's because she said, run me my money, and she's making decisions. She's seen what happened to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce before her. She's seen what happened with people around her, and she said, I'm going after that money. That's what you need to do. That's number one. Number two, okay? And if it wasn't clear, summary. You demand that you are separate. You just happen to embody the same body. Jay-Z is still, what is his name? Sean Carter or something like that? I don't know what his real name is. Jay-Z is still Jay-Z. Adele is still Adele. But when they get up on that stage, when they're making their music, they are a different person. What did Beyonce said? Sasha Fierce, right? They are a different person. So you have to say, yo, I just happen to have a business by the same name as my legal name. I have a business by the name of Tori Bowie. I got a business by the name of Christian Coleman. I got a business by the name of Catherine Ibargüen, Yulimar Rojas, or whoever else. That is what it is. I am the business. I have a business of the same name as mine. Once you start thinking of yourself like that, and this is for everybody else that's non-athletes as well, you will start making and bringing in more revenue. And you don't got to be the best. You just got to be the best at it, okay? What that really means, this is number two. You put in the best work you personally can do in your practice, in your off time, when somebody's not watching you, when somebody is not there over you. You know why? You know what that equals? I know it's hard work. I know it's hard work. That's where if you come in wanting to win, this is the part where you come in where you win. And it might actually go in this order first, actually. If you come in wanting to win, then everything else, you're like, okay, I naturally want to just do this. Nobody has to pay me. I'm doing this even if somebody doesn't pay me. And then when I'm done doing this, I'm going to go back to step number 1, which really should be step number 2. But I'm just saying, you always got to remember your money first. And then you say, I'm getting my worth. So you train as hard as possible, and you don't have to be those winners. Because I'm telling you, Sha'Carri B can make more money than Elaine Thompson-Herah. That's why she's making moves right now. Albert said, whatever happened to Christian Coleman? The man missed drug tests, and he got himself booted as he should. And his ban is lifted, I think, this month. Maybe it was next month. So he should be back in training right now and doing his thing. So back on topic. Number 3, this is what you do. The next step. You got to figure out a way that if you ain't the best, these are the 2 approaches that you could do. Maybe it's 3 approaches here. Number 1, you become the drama. Huh? The drama? I become the drama? Yes, you become the drama. Either you're the drama or you handle the drama. I bet that Fraser-Pryce and all of them would make more money as runoff from handling the drama that is Richardson. If they did some behind the scenes talk or whatever and scheduled that stuff, that would be great. That'd be great. So on the right, as you see on the screen, you got Sha'Carri B. On the left, you got Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. What is her thing? Well, she's the person, she doesn't start the drama. She's the other person, okay? She's the other person. She's the person that comes out, and she's not too much of an entertainer. She's the one that handles the drama. Because every time the reporters come up to her and say, hey, what about the fast finisher? She was like, I'm a fast finisher now. What you talking about? I remember that. I was like, okay. She handled that thing. She was like, these are the words I got for everybody else. I'm translating her right now. She'd never say it like this. These are the words I got for everybody else. I'm going to beat your behind. That's what she was saying. So she finishes it. Then you could be the third person. You know what the third person is? Let me find him right here. No, it's not Christian Coleman, not Justin Gatlin. Oh, definitely don't be this person. Do not be this person on your screen. All right? This is the person that you want to avoid being. Because she winded up in what? Federal prison. All right, where is he at? Oh, don't be this person either. Or this other one. Do you see what they got in common, these drug cheats here? Now, if they serve their time, okay, cool. Now, where is this man at? Where is this man at? Okay, here he is. You can be this person, the entertainer. Not only are you here saying the 3 people, let's review them. You could be the drama, aka Sha'Carri B. You could be the person that handles, the handler, because they handled the mess out of her. Anybody that's a Sha'Carri B supporter, you gotta know, you gotta admit, because if I was a staunch Sha'Carri B supporter, I gotta admit that she got handled. She got them hands laid on her, and she got murdered on the track. But she didn't go down on the grave easily. Nope. She's the drama. Okay? The handler, aka Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Elaine Thompson-Herah, because she's the one that won the race. They handled the business. They said, all right, the business over here, we don't say that much. We come in, we silent, we come out, we take our shots, boom, you're dead now, we move. And then you could be both. This is the guy that comes in, he's like the kingmaker, right? He's the entertainer. He's going to come out there and he's going to say, yo, how am I going to milk as much money of these people as possible while still kicking tail? But let's just say you can't be the Usain Bolt. Well, Lyles seems to be an entertainer type. He come over there doing Goku screaming up before on the track and everything, right? Doing his Super Saiyan rage coming up there. Vorholm screams, right? Nobody complains about Vorholm screaming, but they complain about Lyles. Is it because he's black? No, I think it's because a lot of people don't pay attention to Vorholm like that. Because a lot of people, including my buddy, he was like, wow, it's so annoying. Then I got to ask him, I'm like, what about Vorholm? Silence. Cricket, silence. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have an annoyance. Why are you annoyed with this? Because you don't see many people screaming in a 100 or 200 or something like that. But Vorholm does the exact same thing. And these black people saying they don't like him doing it. Or saying that they don't like Lyles with his scream there. But he's an entertainer. I said, man, I like it. At least he's doing something different. He ain't standing there doing the freaking bob back and forth, looking like everybody else in the drone. Right? That's what it is. Now, let's see. Caribbean Views TV said, what's up, my brother? Hey, Caribbean Views TV, have they banned you again? I remember they banned you one time when you was posting up the videos. I'm glad you back, though. D'Angelo said, man, I'm ready for Julian Forte and Tajay, the long jumper, doing the 100. Oh, shoot. Really? And then the Frank Y said, hi, it's been a while. Yo, the Frank Y, what's up? Thank you guys for coming out today. I know I haven't really been posting up videos. You know, we all got lives and whatnot. So y'all know sometimes my content be long. And so, yeah, I could have people come out here and everything. But, you know, I had to handle the business like I'm telling y'all right here. So if you're looking for a key to do that, I just laid it down straight for y'all. I just laid it down how Moneybags Elaine just got this. She's the handler type. So she's going to handle her business in silence. She going to handle her business in silence. She going to be like, She's like she said herself, she was like, you know what? I look like I'm calm. I was like, nah, you don't look like you calm to me. I had an athlete that looked just like you as a pole vaulter. And I even had to tell the other coaches, excuse me, she's nervous right now at the state meet. Let me handle it. They're like, no, she's not. No, she's not. Yes, I can tell Elaine is very nervous when she lined up at the line. And she even admitted it in the interviews afterward. You could see it. It's like that slight tinge in her eyes where it's just like, I'm forcing out a smile. I'm trying to do this. Yep. She's the handler. She does the bobbing back and forth thing like everybody else. Nondescript. Couldn't tell her the difference from 100 other athletes. But this is what she does. She said, I'm going to kick your ass on the track. That's what she's going to do. And then when she does that, she says, sponsors, excuse me, pay up my money. Pay up my money. Pay up my money. All right. Now, she does when she wins afterwards, she be jumping around. Where's that image at? I think I got her here. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Let me put this on the screen while I'm looking for this one. This one is funny to me. All right. Now, y'all remember the Sharika Pantisa? That thing, right? All right. Now, look, she be jumping around like right here. She be jumping around. Okay. She does her thing and whatnot. Okay, cool. She does a good celebration afterward. Shelly-ann fraser-pryce, she ain't got the thing. Allison Felix, she's actually real calm. Surprisingly so. Like, she does her thing, but she's real laid back. You could tell she's a competitor. And yes, Usain Bolt, the Frank Y said, Bolt was the complete package, the fastest and an entertainer. Yep. That's the thing. That's why he got so much money. It didn't take that he had to get a world record. Because so many people, look, that's like the victim mentality. It takes a world record for them to pay attention to Jamaicans. Last time I checked, it takes a world record for them to pay attention to anybody. Vorholm couldn't have just won the 400 hurdles. He had to blast the 400 hurdles for people to pay attention to him. And are they really paying attention to him like that? If the sponsors line up on Vorholm the way they lined up on Usain Bolt, it's something different that happened with Usain Bolt than what happened with Vorholm. It's something different that he has done. Sometimes it's going to be the personality. Sometimes it's going to be the skin color, the height, the look. Hey, those all play in the favor. Maybe it favored him that he was black. How about let's flip it in reverse? All right, let's flip it in reverse. Maybe Usain Bolt being an entertainer and he's black worked in his favor. Have you ever thought about that? Instead of being like, well, they don't like us because we black. Maybe they say, hey, we can use him in an ad. People love to imitate black people. They could have said it that way. You know, sometimes we just got to think differently, you know, instead of always having to attack somebody else, because it can work in your favor. Just like sex sells, skin color can sell too. These are just taboo topics that I'm going to talk about on my OnlyFans. But for now, we talking about it here on this YouTube. Ferdinand said, Coach, I'm an ex-cop. My body looks like a map from all the bullet and knife wounds. So I turned evangelist to win souls among my African brothers. God bless me to speak 6 languages. Oh my goodness. What the heck, man? What? Shoot. That's why I said I will hire you as a security detail. You didn't put in work down there. You didn't put in work, man. Hey, I understand. You put in the time. Now you trying to save souls. Hey, that's an honorable thing to do. Man, though. Man. Holy crap. But, okay, standard procedure said Vorholm look like he's fighting with the 400 hurdles. What do you mean? Oh, you mean he looks like a boxer or something like that? Like coming up on the ring? Like he looked like he ready out there. Let me see what Ben Johnson self got. $2 million net worth. Man, he still got $2 million. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Wallace Spearman. Let's look through this. Now, 2 million. Look, Wallace Spearman jacked up. He got DQ'd from getting bronze, what? Was it twice or once? He stepped on a freaking... Man, he's from Chicago. I wanted somebody to represent Chicago and tell them that the Midwest, that's not born in a southern state where the heat gives them an advantage to train all year round, unlike us being in the Windy City or in Illinois in the Midwest where it gets cold, because several coaches, including one that went to Texas A&M after she was doing so well at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, or U of I as we call it there, they took her after she was getting people down in nationals, and some of her athletes went with her. I was like, man, why don't they leave her there so we can start getting the Midwest to be blazing them in the sprints? But hey, they took her to a hot place and she did even better. And I'm just like, gosh, dang it. So Wallace Spearman, personally, I'm disappointed in Wallace Spearman. But look, $2 million net worth, yet the man couldn't get a medal to save his life at the Olympics. No Olympic medals. Yet he still was able to turn out $2 million. Why? Think about it. Some people get freaking bronze and they broke in the 200 that he was running. In the 200. So we can't even talk about, oh, these were throwers. These were distance athletes. No, these are sprint event athletes. They will get that. What's the difference? I can bring up, before y'all say American, we already, if you just joining us now, we debunked the American argument earlier, where I brought up so many athletes getting paid less, and they ain't get paid that much, even though they were dominant in their time and dominant in everything. Yet you got people at their net worth or slightly less that can't even win to save their life in the same thing, whether it's from different countries too. What's the difference? They're agents. I'm telling y'all, the agents. Oh yeah, everybody hit the like button. Caribbean Views TV is correct. Smash that like button. Share, kiss the diamond. Remember. Oh yeah, also, standard procedure said he's real aggressive when he's running. That's true. That's true. Mo Farah. I think this was the only one that I would say European or something like that to make him some more money. And $5 million net worth. I would like to see somebody else here like Eliud Kipchoge. I think he's only like 3 million. And I would say that Mo Farah would get this net worth simply from the fact that he was dominant in the 5,000 and 10,000 and how dominant he was. But you know what? A lot of that came from him winning. Think about how many races he came out and what he did. Yeah, I could argue that, yeah, maybe he got paid more because he's European here. It's not that many examples that you guys can find here. That's why I said in the distance races, I could see the argument because a lot of the athletes are coming out of East Africa, and they ain't got the money there. Unlike Jamaica is so close to the United States, so you could easily market with the U.S. You could easily do all of that. It's an international sport. The thing is that a lot of these athletes, some of them stay in Kenya until they do race in Europe a little bit. They don't really come to the United States. So if you want to say that athletes born and living there can make more money, I will argue against it. All you have to do is get those athletes to train or compete in those nations. Actually, not train, but to compete in those nations more often, and then figure out how they can market it. That's what it is. Let's see. I think I covered just about everything. Y'all think I'm leaving anything out? Let's see what Sha'Carri Richardson has made. 2.5 million. Now, here's an example right here. She's very, very dominant in the 400. Now, she couldn't get it together with her condition that she had, to be honest. But she was born in Jamaica, went to the USA, and competed on behalf of the United States. Very dominant, yet she's barely over half the net worth of women that have competed less than her. She's 36 years old now. She retired before, which means Elaine Thompson-Herah has been doing something with her negotiator, her contractors, that Sha'Carri Richardson didn't do. Usain Bolt opened up a new era. He opened up a new era when he came in and he said, boom, this is how much I'm getting paid. Puma said, this is how much he's getting paid. And that's where it was. Because I was already getting ready to start fighting for that stuff. But when Usain Bolt came out, and I was an athlete. Let me think about that. Yeah, I wasn't even in college. When they were like, yeah, so the Usain Bolt's getting this much. And they opened the floodgates to this is how much an athlete getting paid. For y'all that's old enough, y'all can put up a hand emoji in the chat. If you remember, you didn't even really know how much athletes were really getting paid. They had these NDAs where they couldn't talk about. They just were like, oh, well, this is how they can abuse you. This is where the power goes to the agent and the sponsors over the athlete. You know why? Because the agent, obviously, that means you would pick an agent that's real good. You couldn't pick a new agent necessarily because how would they know how to negotiate with the sponsors, right? To get you money. And since you don't really know, y'all could probably hush talk behind the doors and say, and maybe Sha'Carri Richardson could say, hey, look, this is how much I'm getting paid. Don't say it to nobody. Yeah, obviously they would roughly know. You can't really stop that with humans. But if you ain't got the agent you don't got the metrics on how they're determining how much you're getting paid, and it's hush. Nick Simmons could be getting paid $2-3 million, and somebody else better than him, like a David Rudisha, could be getting paid $500,000 because of that. That's how these people are able to manipulate. This is how they did it for years. How come Michael Johnson, what the heck, I'll say it like that. How come Michael Johnson, Carl Lewis, and these other athletes fight? As far as Carl Lewis was trying to be a Michael Jordan, how come they didn't fight for everybody else? Because they looking out for themselves. That's why. Because if they did it, they were nervous, especially during the and plus they signed contracts beforehand. That if they did that, they getting cut. Their money is drying up. That's what happens in an individual sport. They didn't fight for it before. It took Usain Bolt, Puma actually doing it because he didn't say nothing about it. Puma said, we doing this. Why did Puma do it? They had a self-serving reason. It's not because they're better. Let's be honest here. It's not because they're better. This helped Elaine Thompson-Herah because I can guarantee you this. If Usain Bolt didn't do what he did, Elaine Thompson-Herah's net worth would likely be $3 million, if not $2 million right now. She'll be under the same track that Sha'Carri Richardson was on. She'll be on the same track that other people are. Ayana Brown said, I didn't know how much they were making at all. And then they say, I know Ferdinand said Jakob Ingebrigtsen has a $4 million contract with Nike. Yeah, exactly. Now we know how much money they're making. Same thing with Sydney McLaughlin. She came out and they were like, yeah, we're going to give her, darn it, why am I forgetting that she's not an Adidas athlete? New Balance. They said, we're going to give her $1 million. Like, that was like straight out of high school. They were trying to give her $1 million. But then she did a semester or something like that, or two of college. But they said, hey, we're going to do that straight. That's the largest contract I think they had, at least public one that we know of. That's what they were doing. But it wouldn't have happened if Puma said if they didn't go out and say, we're doing this. You know why they did it? Because the same way that Adidas and Nike and all of them, and I'm going to just say they brands as it is with the exception, one of these few exceptions this time, do it in the NBA, it gets attention. It gets headlines. Usain Bolt being the fastest man in the world, being an entertainer as he was, they said, wait a minute, let's capitalize on this headline. Give them this much, and we're going to tell everybody that what we're doing. That caught them attention and headlines. The Francois said, I think being Jamaican helped Bolt. Jamaicans are known for being laid back, funny party goers. His personality matched the stereotype. I think if Bolt was black Norwegian. Oh my goodness. Trying to read that in a sentence together is hilarious. A black Norwegian. I don't think people would buy it globally. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Depending on where you're from, it actually helps you. You get what I'm saying, the Francois. Now, when you said black Norwegian, the first thing I thought of was Vorholm, but black, exactly as he looks now, but with Usain Bolt's skin color. And I'm just like, the image in my head, I'm just like, what the heck? Oh my goodness, I might have to Photoshop that. You know what? I might Photoshop that. I was like, what if Vorholm was black? And just do something goofy. Obviously, some people go get their panties in a bunch and say, you're racist, or something like that. Whatever. But if I do that, I'll put it together. Because I did do some graphic design where I did change skin colors at one point and see some different stuff before, because they were like, oh, this person's photoshopping. I challenged myself to do that. So if I take some time, I might actually do that. But yeah, Ayana Brown said Usain made most of his money from endorsements. He really knows his worth. Exactly. There you go. This is why most of the people on this list, unlike Moneybags Elaine, getting back to the topic at hand, are broke. Most of the people on this list, even if they had better talent, are broke. I'm telling you that if I even got in this top 20 list, I'm going to be fighting to get money at the list at the higher level than Elaine Thompson-Herah. I'm going to be trying to get more money. I don't care. I'm going to have them tell me no. I ain't leaving this until you give me my worth. Those other athletes don't know their worth. Elaine Thompson-Herah, because this is what I'll be thinking. Thompson-Herah, she only got $4 million. Laughable. You know how many billions of dollars go through the world of track and field? I'll be like, look, I know it's 44 events, male and female and everything, but hey, look, nobody watching the hammer throw. The decathletes, that's why they coming over to run our events. This is what I would say behind the scenes, okay? I know this ain't the best thing to say, but this is exactly how I negotiate with them, but in different words. Nobody watching those freaking events over there. That's why they coming here. That's why Daphne Skippers, Vorholm running in our events, because they ain't making no money over in the decathlon or the heptathlon. Nobody's watching their events. This is how my negotiation tactic would do. This is how my negotiation tactic would be. I would come in like that, and I'd just be like, look, I'm top 25. I ain't the best, but my name is XYZ, right? Because apparently I got a name, they say, oh, it sounds like a porn star. It sounds like an action figure or a superhero or something like that. My first and last name together. Now, If it was a similar name for a female or a male, I'll just be like, look, I'm top 25. That means I'm working to be the best. You know how I can market myself? Let's just say I'm Kambuji right now. I'm gonna do a marketing campaign for Mujinka right now. All right, she the best in Switzerland. Oh my freaking goodness! How come I can't say this correctly? Switzerland. Okay, there we go. She's the best Swiss athlete they got. Okay, let's roll her back a couple of years. Let's say that she's 26. Okay, let's look at prior to the last Olympics. She's been doing her thing. Let's go here. Let me look at her honors real quick so I can match this up to what I'm talking about. Okay, so she does have some European championships right here. All right. Actually, I will probably have to put her after Rio because of this. But nah, let's put her back to the European championships. I did it right. Because she has won some diamond leagues on a 4x1 and everything like that. That's great. Okay, looking at her full resume here. Let's just refresh myself. So we're back about 2015, let's say 2016. Make it the argument even better, leading up to London. Okay, I'll say, hey, look, I'm the multinational champ in Switzerland, and you know we got the best chocolate. All right. Oh yeah. There you go. Switzerland, not Sweden. Yes. So yeah. And by the way, standard procedure, Dina is not broke. No. I think when I read something that she's, I think, either the highest or one of the highest paid athletes in Great Britain, actually. But yeah, back on topic. Okay, I'm Mujinka. I was like, look, I'm a multi-Diamond League champion. Yeah, sure, I'm part of a relay. But do you know how hard I work to get to the top 25? Who represents our country but me? I'm a national champ, multinational champ. When I come out here, I'm competing against the best in the world. They got to run so hard just to beat me. They got to run 10.7s, 10.8s to beat me. They can't run a 10.9, with the exception of a couple times. They got to do that. They said, what about Shanae Miller-Weibo? Man, further that. I know that's your crush, man. Come on. I'll get to her in a second. I got to bring an athlete that's not like the top level. I can come out here and I can compete. But you know what? You know what another thing is? I got a great smile. I can come over here and I can entertain a crowd. They love to see me out there. Do you see how they look at me when I come out on the track? And just imagine, put me in a couple commercials here and watch how I run the crowd in the commercial. That's how I would do back then, right? If I were her, I would have some kind of marketing campaign like that to these sponsors. Now, on the other end, I got to start working my social media. So I'm going to have somebody close to me, if not myself. I'm going to do as much research as possible, particularly during the off season, during the 2 or 3 weeks where I'm not necessarily training as hard. And then I'm going to think of, okay, this is what country I'm from. I'm from a tiny country in Europe with a bunch of other tiny countries here. Hey, look, we're a small country, but we work hard. And I'm going to make sure that I represent, oh shoot, I got one of my clients that's trying to talk to me now. I got to get back to her after I get with you guys. Look, if you, oh shoot, that just threw me off. Where was I at? Oh, I got the country and I'm going to represent the country on my back. And so I got to figure out how I'm going to market that. Now, one, I'm negotiating with the sponsors to say I am the de facto European athlete that you're going to represent. Sure, there's this up-and-comer, Dina Asher-Smith, that's looking like she got potential. Because at the time, I don't think she had anything behind her, or she has done some stuff. But guess what? I'm the other European athlete, and I bet you I'm out here running every single race that's out there. I would show up to every single signing. I will show up to here and I'll do that. And this is what I would have to do on my social media. I'm going to be working harder than everybody else on that social media until I find something that works. And I've literally done this myself. I've literally done this myself in other things. I've done different Twitter accounts. I've done this, that with trading and investing, right? And it finally worked until they false copyright struck me off of YouTube when I made like 90 Bitcoin. Well, actually it was 88 Bitcoin live stream back in 2019, October 25th, 2019. To be more specific. And I believe that is the date when Bitcoin went up 35%. Somebody could look on the chart for the crypto people that's here. And so, yeah, from 0.16 Bitcoin, by the way, 0.16 to 88 Bitcoin profit, right? Well, it's 10 technically from there. And then it was 90 plus in that day. But aside from that, I have figured out that that's what I would do as an athlete. That's Mujinka Kambuji. I would take her looks, her being European, right? Her being a black European. I'll run all of that stuff. I run all of it on my own. And then when I go to the sponsors, I say, look what I just did on social media now. I told you I was going to do this. I told you I'm hardworking. I'll bring people into my life. Do you know what it is to represent Switzerland? Do you know what it is to represent Switzerland? You know how hard we work, our culture? I'll be nationalist all up the behind. I'll be like, look, do you know what our culture? They don't want to respect us. I would turn it into a us versus them thing. But let's just keep her, I guess, her nice personality there. Because I'd turn it into a us versus them thing if I were her. Because a lot of people don't respect the Switzerland athletes. They really don't. They don't. I see the comments, people talk about them and they're like, what are they? They're not Jamaican. They're not black. They're not this. They're not fast. I've seen them. It's multiple times. And I'm like, do y'all know that the Switzerland athletes are workhorses? That's why I went to Kambuji, because they injure themselves permanently. They work so hard, they get life-altering injuries. They did like a documentary or something on that over there. So when you see those athletes up there, they give life-altering injuries. Don't just think it's just Jamaica or the United States or Kenya that's working hard. Athletes in all nations will do that. That's what I would do. I would bring them into my life as her. Now, let's go back here. That's how I would make a marketing campaign. Let's look at Brianna Williams. Man, she's one of the easiest freaking people to market out here. If she don't get rich, like money bags, I think she got cars or something donated to her. I just don't understand. Del Ponte is looking 10-8 next season, according to sources. Yeah, I think Del Ponte might go 10-7. The way she just did that out of here this time, she might go 10-7. She got 10-7 potential here. And I'm just like, whoa. But yeah, definitely I can see her 10-8. You know what? I'm not going to get on Brianna Williams. She's an easy person to market. She's already got some good marketing behind her. I could market Nigerian athletes. Man, that should be real easy, especially what's happening in West Africa, especially Nigeria. Man, shoot. Grace should be marketed. Okabare should have been marketed better. She's a Nigerian living in the United States. There you go. Like that thing. But Shanae Miller-Weibo, she should have easy marketing. She could utilize her fan base and she could make money directly with them because of her modeling. And I'm not talking about an OnlyFans thing, because I know some of y'all just right there went to that. Here's what Shanae Miller-Weibo can do. Pay me later, Shanae. I know you watching this video, okay? Pay me later. Give me the tip after you make your $10,000 or $12,000. I see people didn't like that I was talking about Kambuji. We actually lost a pretty decent amount of people as I talked about her. Hey, it is what it is. If y'all don't like Kambuji, see, I told y'all it matched up with the audience retention right there. As soon as I went on a long thing about marketing Kambuji, people went and said, "All right, I'm out." The Switzerland athletes do not get the respect, and they like, who is Kambuji? She ain't nobody. Exactly. In some ways, she's a somebody because she can make the Olympic finals. She can make the World Championship finals. She can medal. So yeah. Okay, what would I do with a double Olympic gold medalist? Now, let's bring her back to about the same thing. Let's bring her back to either 2015 or 2016. Now, depending on where she is, if I brought her back to 2015, that means she's a silver medalist at Beijing at the World Championships. Now, if I bring her back to 2016, this becomes even easier. But I could bring her back to 2015 right here. After 2015, leading up to the Olympics, she's ranked #1 in the world. She's got what it takes. She's got what it takes to win there. And I'll just tell people, look, I come in and I get business done. I get ish done. You saw that I was 4th in Moscow. In Russia. I can't say that right. In Russia. You saw that I upgraded myself to 2nd at Beijing. Now, you know what I'm coming here. I'm coming for blood here. I'm coming for blood. And I'm about to tear this track up. That's what I would market them. I would, because when they had that, I guess, altercation, we gonna call it that way, between her and Tori Bowie. Oh yeah, I believe it. I can look at Sha'Carri. I'm like, that's all? A bloody forehead on Tori Bowie? That's all? I'm surprised she ain't crippled right now. Like that's how Sha'Carri comes off. I can tell you don't want to mess with her. Her face looks like, yeah, she got that smile and everything, but it's just like, hey, look at me the one wrong time and we throwing some hands right here. So she can actually come off that way. And actually, if she let that personality come through a little bit, she don't got to do the Richardson type of thing. But if she let that personality come through a little bit, her net worth would go another 20, 30, 40% up. Mina Vamp said, Miller Weibo is not marketable. She's too manly looking. What is you smoking? Too manly looking. Hey, you know what? Are you talking about her chin right here? Like this lower jaw area? Now, I understand there are beauty standards that's universal across the board that some people will be saying. Okay? I can understand where you would be looking through your eyes. I don't think she looks manly looking. Her chin may be stronger than other people's chin. I think that's the only thing that you could be talking about on her face. Because I don't know what else you talking about. Really, I don't understand what else you talking about. All of us got imperfections all over our bodies. My ears look like Dumbo. I got a big fat old nose and big lips. All right. But I look dang good. Okay. I know that. She looks like Morticia Adams. They said Miller Weibo is very womanly looking. I just feel like the dive sealed the deal. Yeah, people really don't like her. They said Brianna Williams is so marketable. She's only 19. I expect her to be huge in the future. The looks, personality, and speed potential. Oh, yeah, and Rico Dane 75 says she's a hard worker in the game. Boonji. Jamaica loves you. All right, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. But everybody got their different standards. But look, I will say this. Whatever you smoking, I don't want it. You saying she look manly looking. Man, Ferdinand, where you at? Ferdinand, did you see, are you still here? Because I know it's real late in South Africa for you. But if he saw that, man, you might not have survived. He's a cop too. Don't mess with him. He got the battle scars with it. You don't mess with him because he love him some Sha'Carri Miller Weibo. Man, I tell you. But look, this is what she can market. She can market her looks. Because if she was, quote unquote, too, oh yeah. You know what? I can't remember what Morticia Adams looks like from the Adams family. I don't want to look that up right now. But I will look that up in the future. But look. Sha'Carri Miller Weibo right here. This is what you can do for your marketing. So Mark Wetmore, okay, the athletic representative. I hope you taking notes right now. All she got to do is show some of her edgy personality. She's got to say, and remember, you from a Caribbean nation. I know that many people, when they refer to the Caribbean, and it's like Jamaica. That's what they really mean. But look, you from a Caribbean nation, and you could be like, put some respect on Bahama's name. You could say, hey, look, the Jamaicans thought they could try, and I came and finished business. The Americans thought they could try, and I finished business twice on their head. This is what she could do. She could just let some of that just slide out, slip out. And she'd be like, oops, I didn't really mean that. Oops. That's what she could do. Then bring her into the life. She's doing a really nice thing. She doesn't show her aggression. I mean, she, like I said, she comes off as that way. I could be wrong, but I was not surprised when they said her and Tori Bowie got into it and Bowie came out on the losing end. Okay? They said Shanae Miller-Weibo could be a model if she wanted. Yeah, she does. She does. Like, I think she does model right now. Actually, so, and if she don't, she's one step away from doing it. She's one step away from doing it. Then she goes out, she capitalizes on it. This is the bigger thing, Mark Wetmore and Shanae Miller-Weibo. Let me wrap this part up. Bahama Mama. Y'all funny. They said, Mina Vamp said, I think her stature being very tall and Amazon doesn't help either, in my opinion. Mina Vamp, do you realize that models are tall? Like, I used to work with people that work with Barbizon. Maybe I should go through some of my history. These women were taller than me. I'm 5'8", okay? I'm 5'8", 5'8". These women were, the shortest was 5'10". The shortest person I worked with was 5'10", okay? They were towering over me, and I made sure I represented the models. I did 2 fashion shows where we had the runway, then we had a business conference in the middle of it. That's why I say I do things different. With a business conference in the middle of a fashion show, not a single person got up to say, I need to go to the bathroom. We changed so many people's lives. It was a surprise one too, because they thought the halftime show was just gonna be straight entertainment. No, we educating the black people out here, because all the black people came out on our college campus, and we was like, hey, I said, I always want to talk the money and business. I always got to do that. I even do it here. This is a sports channel, and I'm still talking money and business and politics. And I got them to come out, and they listened to life-changing information. But these people, they were taller than me. Very tall. Very tall. They said tall is different, but tall and muscular is another thing. Now, I understand, look, like I said, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But Mina, if you a woman, you ain't speaking for the men here, okay? Because women, okay, here, let me just say this final thing and wrap this part up. When women say, oh, she's fine. Look, you don't represent a man. Because there's a lot of women that be like, oh, this person's fine, this person's this. Oh, why are you being so mean? She still look good for her being 40. No, you ain't a man, so you can't tell me what looks good to me or other men. Now, Mina Vamp could be a man, but based on the name, doesn't seem like it. So, assuming that you are a woman, then yeah. They said, where would Miller-Weibo market that edgy personality? Nicole said, unlike the USA, it may not work for the Bahamas. There's one reason why Serena Williams was never marketable, because she's so muscular looking. Okay. All right, I will just leave that at that. Because Serena Williams not being marketable, yet everybody knows her name, and she's actually a higher net worth than virtually every other tennis player. And you telling me she's not marketable? I understand every time it comes with, oh my goodness, y'all gonna have me going off on this one. Every time it comes with a black person, there's always something wrong and always something that's holding us back when it could work to our advantage as well. Her being there, how about this? How about, I'm not banning nobody. I'm not banning nobody. Nobody's being disrespectful here. She's just letting her know her opinion. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on here. What? I'm going to get back to Nicole's statement in a second about the market, the edgy personality. But this one. How come we always get a black person and then it's always something here? Where is that at? Who am I looking for? Here we go. I got to bring her up on the screen. Okay. No. No. Okay. Is this it? Okay. I can't find the other ones of Richardson, so I'm going to put this on the screen. Okay. Every time we got a black person, how come we do this? How come we just say an excuse? One, people overly defend Richardson. If you compare her to Sharapova, Sharapova got all the endorsements and she hardly wins as much as Serena. They said Serena is one of the biggest marketable athletes. She just did not get as much as Sharapova. Okay, there's a lot of context that you're missing out with Serena Williams and Sharapova. But here we go. Here come every excuse that we could bring out the book for black people. Let me bring this to another scenario real quick. We got Richardson here. We got Elaine Thompson-Herah. Okay, I'm not going to put anything but this thing in the background. I'm going to say this. You know, black people in majority black nations say exactly the same things, right? Ferdinand, you spell Nigerian wrong. It's with one G. I understand some people may come at you and say that you're doing a racist thing. I'm trying to come ahead of that. I know he didn't mean it. But, okay. Some people will, in a predominantly black nation, I'm going to give you the examples of people that DM me. This is a perfect time to bring it up. Where they can say it's no opportunity in Jamaica. It's no opportunity in Nigeria. These are the things that they were telling me. And if you're here in the live right now, I want you to, no shame or anything. If you want to reveal yourself, tell them that you had DM me. Go ahead and do that. But they're saying there's no opportunity there. That they got to leave and not look back at Jamaica. Right? That's the one that they said. The other person, I don't know if they left Nigeria or something like that. But they were saying that. And I work with a lot of people from West Africa and East Africa all the time. So I don't want to confuse them with my clients and the people that bring them to me. So why is it that Chinese people and other Asians and non-black white people are owning the resorts and they see opportunities in Jamaica? Why is it that the oil industry is not owned by Nigeria and they see opportunities there, but nobody in those nations thought and say, let's put this together so I could see an opportunity here? That means there is a missed, if there is, a missed marketing opportunity that, can we just entertain the idea and not just say it's because she's black and muscular for a second? Let's just pretend for a second. We know that a black person has to work harder. Sure, yes, I will admit that. A black person has to work harder to get the same as a non-black person. Okay? Now, maybe there's some missed marketing opportunities, just like there's some missed land opportunities within Jamaica, right? There's missed land opportunities in Nigeria. I'm neither one of them. And I bet you I'm going to come up and I'm buying up everything. I'm already doing it in different nations of Africa right now. Last week. I'm doing it right now. I'm neither one of them. I just happen to be black as well. Now, some people will tell me, you're not really African. You're black. As if that's a difference. Right? Now, they said, imagine Serena looking like Naomi Campbell. She'll be raking in millions. Sure, she could be. But that's like saying, what if Usain Bolt looked like a different athlete, like Andre DeGrasse? Would you argue that Andre DeGrasse looks better than Usain Bolt? Let's take it to a men's side real quick. Let's take it to a men's side. Because people say that it's a light skin, dark skin thing too. Or somebody that's here. That comes down to looks. That's not the race. Right? Wouldn't that come down to looks? Because they both black. But then here go the argument. I'm running ahead of it. Well, he's light skinned. What? Okay, let's bring it to two dark skinned people. I remember I was talking to people with this very same thing, and it was two dark skinned people. They malfunctioned when I brought it up. Dang. Just Google Lisa Yarrow Ferdinand, and while she does not look like Miller Weibo, you do have great taste in women. LOL. The Frequa said. There are still systematic issues out there, Andre Beckford said. Yes, there are. And that's why I got this channel. And that's why I always focus on when people, even if they get angry, I'm going to talk about improving Jamaica. You know why? It's predominantly black. You know what I see what's happening down there? Non-black people buying it up. And what's going to happen is going to get gentrified. Because I couldn't tell it's a black nation by looking at some of the images of the beaches down there. I couldn't even tell it's a black nation. I can't tell that Nigeria is Nigeria. I would think it's freaking China looking at the oil rigs. So all I'm saying is, yes, there are systemic issues out there, and there are issues that we can overcome ourselves, but we ain't do it. Why? Because we keep saying, well, there's issue here, and we can't do this. They said men don't rely on looks, unfortunately. Mina Vamp said, unfortunately, women have to rely on it, and that is a reality. Women are being objectified a lot more than men. Hey, Mina Vamp, let me ask you something here. Do you know that women objectify themselves? Right? You know that, right? So before you say that women are being objectified a lot more than men, you know that women objectify themselves, right? Because when they said, we want freedom, what did they do? What do I see on my Instagram page? Booty shaking all over the place. From people, I had to unfriend people. I don't want to see that all over the place. I see it enough when I walk outside. Hey, I don't mind it, you shaking your booty. But I set up my Instagram so that I could have business on my personal one. I don't like social media stuff. I don't even like YouTube. Yet, if it's going to be about handling business and doing topics and stuff, that's what I'm going to do. So yes, women are objectified more, but then the women objectify themselves. So then herein lies the issue. Athletes, sport athletes, objectify themselves. If you're out there and you're wearing skimpy clothes, you are objectifying yourself. Tell me if an NBA player start wearing a full body spandex suit, they ain't gonna look like a ridiculous clown. And would people watch them? Maybe to laugh at them for a hot second, and then they will stop looking at them because they're annoyed at looking at them. The Olympics used to be run in the nude. The men and the women back in ancient Rome was like, yo, we gonna do this in the nude because we want to show the glory of our bodies. So I don't think that this will be a race thing here under her thing. It's more of a, at least my opinion. Now, y'all could disagree. It looks more like it could be a looks thing. Now, like what you just said, you said the muscular thing. It could be the muscular thing. It could be. The way I look at it is, if that's my weakness, because I would look at it and say, well, you know, I'm muscular here. Can I get Muscle Milk to sponsor me real quick? Could I get Hershey's to sponsor me real quick? Oh, this brand don't want to get me? All right, let me get a ganja brand real quick. You see how I just turned my weakness into a strength? I'm getting Muscle Milk. Hey, look how muscular I am. I could just look all day, and Serena Williams is somewhat good at doing this. She'll complain about how things she don't get. She used to complain in the 90s about how she could beat men until they beat her and her sister. Did they not? She was like, yeah, we better than men. We could beat anybody that's below the top 200 or something, whatever she said. And then they got they bricks beaten off. And then she changed the tune, and she said recently, she was like, no, I don't want to fight against men. I don't want to play against men. They're quicker reaction time, stronger, faster, and so on and so forth. It took one time of humbling her. There are things that were questionable, like when that judge said something and it was clearly wrong. But that also happens in other sports as well. NFL, all these types of things. The mistakes happen, human errors. I don't know if that would be there. Yes, look is important for women. And if you have a good look and feminine looking, you will go far. But I just wanted to go on that tangent for a second. They said Rickadane75 said outside of Felix, who just launched her sneaker line, who is the richest female athlete? Standard procedure said the planet is under a European hegemony, so that comes into play with marketing and sports marketing. Steve Patrick said, "I'm sending you a protein shake sponsorship." Man, I'm just look. I just gotta tell it like it is. If I can't do one thing, I'm doing the other thing. Why beg the people that don't want to make money with me? That's all I gotta say. If it don't work, like somebody don't want to sell real estate to me, obviously as a black person, I will say this. In the USA, they're going to give me a higher interest rate. They're going to try to sell the real estate to me at a spot higher price, which is why being on the internet and selling these things now is going to equalize the playing field for people. Because now they don't get to see your face. Maybe they get to see your name or something like that beforehand. I got I guess a non-black name. Right? Whatever it is. So, yeah, those things are built in. When it comes to sponsorships and whatnot, straight out, Shanae Miller-Weibo, number one, as we started on this, does not look like a man. Now, if the other men start saying she look like men, I'm just going to disagree with them. But if a woman says she look like a man, you're not a man in a man's eyes. You can't tell us what looks good to us looking at a woman. Just like I can't tell you as a man, oh, this dude looks good, or I look good to you and you're the woman. Oh no, I can't do that for another man or myself. You can't tell us what we look like. And women are good for doing that. Oh, she looks good at 40. Wrinkled up, dried up. No, ma'am. Did you see her when she was 21? Did you see her when she was 25, 26, 27? I would take that version of her over 40 every single day of the week. No question. Regina Campbell still look good. All right. Okay. But anyway, back on topic. Shanae Miller-Weibo and your agent, Wetmore. Yeah, Wetmore. Go ahead. That was the marketing for y'all. If people think you too muscular or whatever, man, get muscle milk. You a skinny muscle milk and be like, look, you can still be this fine. You can still be this fine and still get your muscles on. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I could swear you were white all this time. Post a pic to confirm black. The Rickaday75. Man, is there a such thing as a black voice or a white voice? Man, I must sound mixed or something. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I guess I do sound a certain way. But anyway, that's how it is. That's how it is. Man, look, there are some people that actually know me. Like my sister found me. And a couple of my people on Facebook were asking about me because I was like, yeah, I'm doing good here. I'm actually friends with some of these pro athletes. I didn't realize that until I actually went back on Facebook. And I'm like, when did I become friends with them? I was like, oh, yeah, I tried to date 2 800 runners that are that have made the world championships and Olympics. Can't say which ones, though. I think I did say which one, though. They said she doesn't look like, Daryl Richardson said she doesn't look like a man, but she doesn't look good. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll give you that. If that's how you feel about it. I think she looks good, but hey, different eyes for different folks. Different eyes for different folks. But anyway, those were the marketing there. That's how people can make money. We've been through this pretty long. Don't forget, if you guys like to support the channel, don't forget Cash App, PayPal, chime sign, all that good stuff. It's in the description. I think I think this might be the end. Let me think. I think I covered everything, unless you guys have a topic you want to cover here. But we've been an hour and 48 minutes in. I think that might be good. You know, we normally go about 2-3 hours anyway. Tawan said, you actually do sound Black American. Yeah, I was like, I think I do. I was like, I never thought that. But people, I'm telling you here, they could not tell. Raven Rogers and AJ Wilson, they fight. The Frequas said, hey. Okay, I will say this. One of them, hey, God love coming over here trying to troll the chat. Thank you for that. Thank you for your dumb comments. Thank you. But anyway, let's see. I did try to. I got rejected. No, it's not Brenda Martinez. I date black people. No offense to anybody else. Let's see. Let's see. I don't want to say it, but then okay, look. Y'all remember Lipsy? She was like, nah. I would say that. She was like, nah. And it's one of the two people you listed between Raven Rogers and AJ Wilson is the other person. But I'm not going to say which one. But Lipsy, yeah, she was, nah. Nope. Matter of fact, I should probably post the DM or something like that of the conversation or something like that. But yeah. Nah, it's Lipsy and then one of the two people that the Francois said above. All right. But yeah, so I do have some of the pro athletes up there. And actually, I should message them on my IG or there on my personal profile and then ask them if they want to do an interview. If I could get some of them on here, that would be great. Alicia Montano. Nope. Nah, she's not my personal cup of tea, to be honest. Nope. But nah, Alicia Montano was running pregnant though. I'm like, I don't mess with the people like that. They said, give me Dina Asher Smith. I know. What is that? Sexy Asher Smith. We got her named up on the channel. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they said the Francois said you have good taste. LOL. Yeah, I understand. But yeah, give them Dina Asher Smith. Look, Dina Asher Smith, I told y'all this before. She looks exactly like a very close rendition. I'll put it this way. Like one of my exes. And it's so crazy. Every time I see her with a big forehead self, I'm like, I'm finally used to I can't confirm who it is between the two standard procedure between Raven Rogers and AJ Wilson. So but yeah, I finally have gotten it where I look at Dina Asher Smith and I don't like double back and be like, Ayana? Be like, what? That's you? Like, what the heck? So yeah, Jaspliv said when they hit the wall, they gonna be saying to you, hey, big head. They probably are. Yeah. Hey, look, the professional athletes got so many fans and whatnot. But yeah, they ain't gonna be saying that to me unless I come out and they know exactly how. Like, unless I blow up real big and then like my identity is directly revealed. It probably will be, especially when I have my birthday. My birthday's in June, and I do those $1 million track races. I'm at least gonna do a $1 million for the winner, maybe a $500,000 for the winner, and then a $500,000 for everybody second through ninth. Man, you know what'll happen? That'll be a big middle finger to the USA trials if I did something like that. And then see how many athletes, I don't care if they're quote unquote B ranked or C ranked athletes. If I did it on the same day as that, I mean, that'll be obviously some people, you could tell the difference between the athletes going for Olympic glory and all of the other stuff and the ones that's just, they're like, man, look, I know I want to make the Olympics. And if I make it a decision like that and say middle finger to the Olympics or World Championship trials for USA athletes, man, look, between you and me, I'm going after the money. And this is the difference between my friend and myself. And I understand a lot of athletes. If there was a trials, the USA trials, on the same day as there was a chance for me to get $500,000 and I win that race, and they only inviting certain people, like whoever could make the standard times plus whoever below, and so the top athletes didn't want to come, I am coming to that race, and then I could always come to the championships the next year. But this year, oh yes, I'm going and getting this money because, oh, there's $500,000 even for second through eighth or ninth place, shoot, like, or $1 million. Let's say it's $1 million for first, and then $1 million through second through eighth place. That means eighth or ninth place still probably getting somewhere around $80,000 or $100,000. And if I could even qualify, which means it's only going to be that number of athletes, I'm still, as a loser, getting $80,000. But if I lose and don't make the team, I'm getting zero. I'm like, look, I'm going to go lose and cry myself to sleep with tears, with money patting my freaking eyes so that now I can train for the next year. That's what it would be. It ain't all about the money. But we got to be realistic. Because that's what I think I'm a host a race like that in the future. Now, if it's like, y'all definitely know it's me if it's on the same day. Because I just be like, middle finger to them. Let me get all the other athletes. And I know nobody going to be watching them and everything. I don't care. I would just do it. If my birthday happens to fall on the same day, I'm going to run it on my birthday regardless. Like, it won't matter. And if nobody really want to come out, yeah. They said Daryl Nada is nice for real. Tori Bowie is fine. They said Ferdinand said, I think if a lady say Shanae looks like a man, most probably her hubby or boyfriend has a crush on her. Let me go to sleep. Yes, coach. You could like Nick Simmons. Good night, Ferdinand. Hey, they said Shelly over both of them. Wait a minute. Okay. You know what? I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't gonna do it. I was gonna say, here's my ranking of the different lists, and then we gonna have the feminists, the third wave feminists come here. How dare some YouTube channel start ranking women by their looks? You already know they gonna come out here. They said Shelly nice, but I prefer dark skinned women. Tawan said, yeah, me, the darker, the better. I personally want to be as pitch black as this background y'all see here. I be trying to get darker every year, but then I realize there's a such thing as skin cancer, even for us black people. So I've gotten several shades darker. Cause I don't be putting on no sunscreen. And I'm like, dang, my skin gonna get all wrinkly and dried up, looking like some old lady. And I was like, man, I hate looking at that type of skin. So I don't want to look like that when I'm walking up to people. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, when it comes down to it, my preference would be like, hey, the darker the better, man. The darker, the better. Hey, guys, I'm on a tangent now. So if you guys want to take out and leave, we just out here talking crap now. I know some of y'all got to go to sleep. I'm going to end it in about 3 minutes once we get to the 2-hour mark exactly. Because we covered every topic here. But you guys been watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. So, and today we covered a lot of topics about Moneybags Elaine and why she's rich, how other athletes can get rich, all the type of things in between that. We went on a couple of different tangents, but we mainly stuck to point. It's about the marketing here. It's about the athletes actually banding together and saying, yo, y'all sponsors and everything. Nah, like that ain't happening. Rickadane75 said, what state you in? I am currently in Houston, Texas, and about to leave in 3 days. I would likely, I don't know, I might go to Dallas or Fort Worth. Who knows? I might go down there and talk to Ray. Isn't he in Fort Worth or Dallas or something like that? I might go up to his complex or whatever that's down there and talk to him and see if it's a collaboration or doing something like that. A lot of y'all be trying to pit us against each other or something like that. I was like, I don't pay attention too much to everybody else when I come and do my stuff, but my buddy, he really likes Ray. He learns a lot from him. So I really do. I do appreciate his channel and everything there, just like I appreciate the other people there. I cannot remember their names. That's unfortunate. They said, what's the latest on Sha'Carri? Sha'Carri B. What is she doing right now? She getting them money bags. We could have Moneybag Richardson, but I didn't want to do a video on her because she ain't a winner yet. Moneybags Elaine has won. Moneybags Elaine. That'll be if he wants to do a collab, the Francois. You know what? I was born in Chicago. As far as the accent, I think many of us have like a southern twang to it, from what I've learned. Many black Chicagoans specifically, but at the same time, wait a minute. They said, "Yo, are you Carl Lewis LARPing as a YouTuber?" Tawad said. Wait a minute, huh? I don't get it. They said he's in Dallas. Oh yeah. So yeah, if anything, I would do that. The Francois said a collab between you and Track and Field Nation would be nice. You know what? I was actually gonna try to ask him or anything, but he doesn't have an email. So if he's listening to this far in, I don't know if he would be, but if he's listening to this, that would be pretty cool because I share some of his videos. I know he shared a video or two of mine before, and I know sometimes when I upload, he get inspired and he upload the same thing. I was like, sometimes I be thinking about uploading something and then he uploads it and then I don't want to do that. I really don't like trying to upload the topics that other people upload though. So I don't mind when people do that because then it probably creates a topic. Like, have you guys noticed? I essentially created a Brianna Williams topic sphere because when I looked at other channels, there really wasn't a Brianna Williams has her marketing and everything. I know this is a tangent here, so this is a relevant topic. Brianna Williams has a market for her. See, that's an example right here. I created a market for Brianna Williams, and I noticed it because when I spoke about her and I looked after the fact, and I'm like, dang, this is a lot of views. I didn't realize it until after I did like 3 videos on Brianna Williams. But then I looked at the other topics on Brianna Williams and I'm like, there's like nothing here. They didn't talk about these subject matters, based on the title at least, on Brianna Williams like that. And so I kind of created that in there. And I'm surprised he didn't talk about that on his, because it would have been nice to see him do a video on that. And so that's the power of some things here. Y'all see how the marketing works? I created a topic on Brianna Williams because everybody else is talking about those things. Sure, I did the topic by talking about should she change coaches. Yeah, and that unintentionally created a topic because it's like that got a buzz, right? But that's exactly what these athletes should be doing. If they ain't getting the money, they're not doing their marketing correct. That's all it is. There's not an accident that this channel was getting more views than certain YouTubers that still have, and I would have surpassed 4 of them at this point had I not stopped uploading. But it is what it is. When track season starts again, we at this family gonna run circles around them. Even if y'all watch all of our channels, we here are going to run circles around it. All right, we're going to run circles. They said heading back to Europe soon. I will be in the Netherlands, said Steve Patrick. You know what? I will be heading to Nigeria myself pretty soon. I actually had a ticket at the sometime in September. Then I delayed it to this month. And then I delayed it to next month. And now I just delayed it until next year because I'm having people come over here from Nigeria so that we're going to collaborate. We're going to do some business and everything. And so when that stuff happens, then I'll be going back over there. I'll probably be headed down to Jamaica after I go from Nigeria, and then Kenya, definitely. Those 2 will be on the list, and then Ghana. But then I'll probably go down to Jamaica and probably try to handle some business there too. But that will be next year. Like, y'all gonna see a lot of stuff happen next year. We're gonna try to get on the ground. Dennis Robinson like a pirate. I don't get it. Wait a minute. Jaspliv said, was there ever a greater season for women sprinting than this past season? You know what? I would argue no. I don't say. See, I wasn't even born or thought of in the 80s, right? So I don't know. From looking back to it, I would actually argue that when Evelyn Ashford was competing, and then the general, give or take a couple years before and after, I think that could be argued as one of the greatest Like those were some of the greatest years of women sprinting. Yeah, this might be one great season. Maybe it's exciting because somebody is finally now able to, get close to the world record times in both the 100 and the 200. And really, that ain't even that close in the 200. That's a testament to how good she is, or was. But I gotta say that the 80s might actually have that beat. Maybe the early 90s too. But for a single season, this got to be up there though. But only people that have been watching since then can say that. Matter of fact, you just gave me another topic. I think I'm gonna have a topic on that one because we saw crazy stuff in the 400 hurdles. We saw crazy things in the 100, the 200. We saw crazy things in the women's 4x1 at the World U20 Championships and just at the World U20 in general. So then we saw Kenya competing in the 400 at the World U20. So, and like I told y'all, Kenya is actually not that bad. They're just slightly below world class when it comes to the 400 in the men's and women's. That's why they're so good in the 800. You can't be a great 800 runner by having like a subpar 400. You got to be at least slightly below. They said, the Frank Wise said, I'm going to Niger as well. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, hopefully. All the people complaining about stuff over there, I'm just like, look, Legis got a bigger population or at least equivalent to New York City. Is there any entertainment? I'm going to tell y'all one of the things I want to do there. I'm going to open up an amusement park. That's one of the things that I think could happen. There's no entertainment when it comes to children or anything in all of Africa. It's like people go to work and then they back home. They go to work, they back home. But I kind of don't want to do certain things because then I'm like, man, that kind of promotes, not being involved with your child. And it's a very family-oriented cultures in Africa. And so when you start pulling them away from them and then they're going somewhere else, they got now daycares or they got playgrounds and things to do, that while you become more productive as a nation, that might take away from some of the happiness features. But and then at the end of the day, I'm like, well, money. So I don't know. I think that's how it happens. So yeah, that's some of the things that I'm thinking of doing over there. And then also Bill Gates buying up farmland. I'm doing the same thing. All right. I'm doing the same thing. Tawan said the greatest season for a woman was 1989 and 1990 for Adi. 57 consecutive 100 wins and 34 consecutive 200 wins. There you go. I was thinking 80s to early 90s. Yeah, wow. I forgot about that. You know what? I really do got to do a video on her. Because she's one of the greatest female sprinters to ever grace the track. But the only thing is she didn't get a gold. And people keep arguing you racing against drug cheats and everything. Man, people racing against drug cheats today and they still able to beat them. So we do have to think about that. There are people that run against drug cheats. They come out later and were caught and they still were able to beat them. And some of them win, some of them don't. It is what it is. But she's one of the greatest there. Unfortunately, she just doesn't have a gold. Oh, yeah, and by the way, why is what's-his-name in trouble again for another drug allegation? Didn't he go to a trial? He going to cost Usain Bolt another medal on the relay. This is why in my ATR ranking system, that I'm like, the relays get higher priority. And I know that helps Allison Felix. People going to start hating on that stuff. But like my buddy said, you got a whole bunch of stuff that you're running against. Okay? You got all these people that you're running against. Man, Adi popped up one of those races, and I was surprised she didn't win. I knew the outcome of the race. But when I saw it, and I'm just like, wait a minute. She came in as a favorite, and then she got like last or something. She just walked straight off the track. Or she got fourth or fifth. I was like, what was going on? She pulled an Elaine Thompson-Herah. Like, she pulled that whole thing on that stunt. Like, yes, Carter. Yes, I know. This man in another one. I'm like, dude, what the heck? It shouldn't even be a surprise. I think he was retired. Actually, from what I looked up, and I didn't even want to cover it until some more time went out. The thing is, I think he retired because of that. That's what it was. I think he retired because of that. And then standard procedures said you need to find games that have a cultural root or legacy for an amusement park if that's possible. Yeah, I saw the one from a American woman that came there. I guess her family was from Ethiopia, so she went back over to Ethiopia and built an amusement park. And yeah and no, it has it's wooden, like the whole thing is like wooden and everything, but I think it doesn't have the whole cultural. Yeah, you get the flair there. From what I saw, the people that went there in the tour, it did have some of the cultural things, but not as much as you would think. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can have that. And I'll have people that are familiar with that, like the ladies, and yes, I said it right, ladies that I'm dating from over there. So, yeah. But let's see. They said the drug was legal at the time. No, this is a different situation. Just Split said, are you 63rd or O Block, K-Town or Cabrini Green? I was born literally and lived on Navy Pier, Lakeshore Drive. I was born downtown. Many people don't realize it's the east side to Chicago. Yes, it is. I heard it all. They were like, no, it's not the east side. Yes, it is. It's literally right there near the, what is it, the Magical Mile or whatever that thing is. I forgot what the name of it is. It's been so while since I've been there. But I actually grew up downtown Chicago. I could literally walk to Navy Pier from where my building was, and I still remember the name and address that my childhood address. It's so crazy. I used to have that wallet until just a few years ago. But yeah. Jordan Lee said, LOL, I'm supposed to be finishing my Spanish homework, and I saw the notification for the video, and I'm like, yeah, let me check this out. Yo, Jordan, lo siento. I'm sorry, okay? Que lástima. What a shame. Go back to your Spanish homework. Jordan, come back here and watch the replay. We 2 hours and 11 minutes in. So play it on 2x speed. Come back later and then do that. Finish your Spanish homework. Don't be slacking off. But I do support it. On the way out, share the video with other people and smash that like button. Don't forget that. And then when you watch it on the replay, come in and leave a comment in the comment section below. But yeah, Nesta Carter, that's unfortunate. They said Shelly-Ann, Dina Asher Smith, and Talu are above. Lorna Lewis said. They said he was planning on retiring because he had to take certain meds which were banned, Tawan said. The Francois said, Legos has 21 million people. Lots of nightlife and entertainment for adults. I think there is a gap in the market for kids entertainment. Good luck. Yeah, that's what I've noticed myself. But there's a lot of other stuff. I'm like, man, there should be, but there's a lot of political things that are from outsiders, I'll just say that, that want to keep these nations from developing more quickly. Right? They got cement and everything. They got the roads congested. From all the research I've done and from the people that I've spoken to, I finally found some people that have a more positive can-do attitude instead of the, well, you know, Nigeria is this, we can't do nothing. I'm like, look, I don't have a defeatist mindset. I ain't got a defeatist. Yeah, Jordan, there you go. I don't have a defeatist mindset on that. Instead, I got a victor mindset because Dangote didn't come out and say, well, you know, Nigeria can't do this. He said, I'm going to do a cement company and I'm going to become a great cement company. I'm going to supply it here in Nigeria. I'm going to do Tanzania. I'm going to do Kenya. I'm going to do several other nations in Africa. The only problem I got with Dangote, I don't have a problem with him being a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. Is that there's not much ownership in Africa. There are all these other people outside, and technically I'll be an outsider black person coming into Africa starting to own stuff. I don't care if a lot of those places don't have agreements like Ghana. You can't buy real estate directly. I know this is a tangent. This is going to be the last thing I talk about here, and then I'm out because it's business. I know a lot of people go to sleep on that, so I'll just say this. There's a lot of people that don't have ownership. It reminds me of Jamaica. I've looked at the landscape of Jamaica. And I've looked at it in Nigeria, and it's so strikingly similar. It's really just crazy. There's a lot of people leaving both of these nations to come to the U.S., yet trash talk the U.S., ironically, tell people to stay away from black Americans, while ironically not telling them to avoid white people that, did many bad things, as if where they're coming from is perfect in those nations. And I've experienced this myself, where the people are like, yeah, mom told me to stay away from black people here, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. Next. It just rolls one ear and out the other to me. I'm just like, I likes what I likes and I wants you. Okay. But with that being said, I look at these two nations, and let's stick to Nigeria mainly. And I say, wait a minute. Nigeria don't even own their oil. A foreign nation owns their oil. It's kind of just as dumb as how the parking meters in most of the United States is owned by Spain. Not just a Spanish company, but Spain. The tollways, I think, are Italian and other stuff. So it doesn't just happen, because it's easy to say, well, those black people, they don't do that. Nope, this ain't going to be one of those, because the United States has sold itself out to foreign interests all over the place. I remember the parking used to be free in Chicago, and then they installed all of these parking meters, and then it's like a Spain, or it could be Italy. I might have gotten both of those mixed up, but regardless, one of those European nations, they own the parking meters, and then they like up and charge people. And I'm just like, what? Like, the U.S. couldn't make their own parking meter company in Chicago? I was like, the corruption is just huge. And like, the U.S. couldn't do this efficiently. You can't find a parking meter company in the United States to do the contract with. It had to be outside the country. So, hey, if that's the case, they want to do it. I'm that I'm the foreign entity that comes in. Cool. I'm the quote unquote American. If they like the American more, hey, I'm going to use every bias that's in my favor for me, and I'm going to minimize the biases against me, because I'm not a black African person, right? They're going to be like, hey, you are that negative term. I'm not going to say it here. I said it on the previous one, but I'm not going to repeat it. That they call the blacks, or the what they call black sympathizer that's not from Nigeria or other nations in Africa. Oh well, I'm going to rub it off and get other people, if I have to put their face there. Just like if I had to put a white person in front of my face to do some stuff and go somewhere else, I do the same thing. It's no different. I don't even get bothered by it. It just, people are tribal. And I mean it in the sense that we form cliques, and that's just natural. So it's going to happen, but I just don't use them as excuses. Jason Parkinson said, what's your connection to Jamaica? I have zero connection to Jamaica, other than when I started this YouTube channel, it got my eyes open to Jamaica directly. Because when I did this YouTube channel, I really didn't think it was going to blow up like it did here. And so I got so many people from Jamaica, or that have parents that are from Jamaica, or that used to live in Jamaica but are in other nations, that have come here. And it opened my eyes, because so many people start DMing me about and sometimes saying in the comment section about how they can't do things in Jamaica. And you know what? That's one of the worst things. That's probably just my pet peeve, saying that you cannot do something. Like, I just hate that. Every time I heard that as a kid, somebody told me that when I was training. They said, by the time you get to a senior year, because I was a freshman, learning how to run distance, or mid distance is what it really would be. And I'm running around the track. My head leaned to the side. I got cotton mouth and everything. And they're like, hey dude, you go, why you running so hard? I was like, because I'm trying to win. I was a freshman. I was cotton mouth and everything. I think I was on I was running in lane 6, and we had to do like 40 laps on the track. 8 laps is a mile. So what is that? 5 miles or something like that. And in lane 6, not even lane 1. And I said, I didn't like that. So I was just like, dude, you a roach. I called the dude a roach. And I was like, roaches like you cause failures. That's what I thought at the time. Now, I'm not as, I guess, cynical or rude as that, unless somebody's rude to me. But the guy came off rude to me, so I called him a roach. But I really don't like the mentality of we can't do. I like to look at what we can do, or we die trying. If I'm in chains, I'm going to try to survive while I'm escaping. But if I don't, I died trying. You know why? All it did was speed me up to the death I'm going to have anyway. That's my mindset. The worst thing that you could do is torture somebody. Other than that, I'm like, death? We gonna die anyway. Standard procedure said, hey, that's the way of free flowing international capital, money. The ownership of assets goes along with it, so foreign interests can own local assets. Yeah. Standard procedure. To that point, I think, you know what's more important than owning land? By the way, the physical asset is owning the economy, the economic mechanisms behind it. Because, look, like what, I forgot whatever Rockefeller said. He said something about if I control the flow of money or something, I can control society or whatever, when he was talking about central banks. So basically, a central bank is a foreign entity. It's not a part of a government or anything like that. So we could do the same thing here. I don't need to own anything. In Ghana, I think in Jamaica, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but a foreigner cannot own land. Like, I can't buy it outright and say I own it. But the way I look at it is, technically, you don't own the land anyway, because sure, I could have the deed to the house over here in the USA or other countries. But if I don't pay my taxes, the government will say it's mine. So that's not ownership. If you stop paying, then it's the same thing as renting in my view. So if somebody say all I can do is lease, and they have like a 99-year lease for Ghana and many other African nations for non-native born citizens, and I've looked into it as I've, done my travels there. But I'm like, at first I had a problem, but then I understood. I don't need to own none of this. All I need to do is own the means of money. I need to own the website that can produce the money. Then if the nation is so dependent upon it, like the president of Nigeria getting banned from Twitter, the president of the United States, former president of the United States getting banned from Twitter. You know how much power that is? That's actually disturbing how much power Twitter has to silence somebody, right? A president of the United States, they got the power to do it whether you agree with them or not. You would say, oh, the president of the U.S. is the most powerful person on the planet. Well, apparently to Twitter, they ain't. Jack Dorsey has more power than this dude. Jack Dorsey can tell people what to do. The algorithms on Google can tell us what to do, because they can tell every single word I say right here in real time and demonetize me live. That's why I like you guys supporting the channel when you donate directly, because they can tell what I say and yet they allow certain things to happen. So that's all we got to do when we go to other countries or in your own local area. If you want to have an advantage and you think, hey, white people are taking advantage of you, this is what you do. You do what the Chinese did. They said, we got a 50-50 agreement. You come over here and you put money in China, then this is what can happen in Jamaica too. This is what can happen in Nigeria. This can happen in a black community in the United States. Somebody wants to, this is how you come in with a weak, who the heck is screaming outside? Man, I'm glad I'm out of this hotel in a second. But yeah, you could come in with a weaker position and come out with a stronger position. You can come in with a position of weakness and come out a victor. This is how you do it. 50-50 agreement. You want to invest in my country, sir or madam? This is what you do. Half of the employees, the ones at the top level, the executives, have to be Jamaican. And not only just Jamaican, they got to be black Jamaican. That's what you can do, because it's enough white people and Chinese people there, or Asians, that could take up those spots. But they have to be there. They do not. Here's the other thing that the Chinese did. So I'm going to use it with them. They said when they come in, they have to be Chinese. Number two, they do not have to go and have the skills required to be able to run this company. For example, Tesla did not open up a factory in China because they had that agreement. It was basically until they expired or just before they expired. And they said, look, give us an exception. And so they imported to China or in China Teslas that were built in Europe. Why? Because they didn't want to give up half of their assets. Why? Well, even though they gave out the copyright, or they did it free patents to everybody, there's a difference between having a patent and then knowing how to do it. I can know all the workouts you do, But if I don't know the order in which you did it, the reason why I don't have the eye and I'm not there with you, then I can't do a great workout like you. I don't know the context. I don't know what you were eating. I don't know the stretches or anything that were with that. That's the same thing here. China said 50-50 agreement. You want to come here, you got to establish your building here, and half the top executives don't have to do it. You know what that is? That's on the job training. That's not a university where they can still use racism against you and say, well, you don't have this degree, that's why we did it. And then when you get the degree, you still don't get hired. Instead, and especially in a majority black nation, somebody else comes in, China, you want to give us money? Oh, okay, cool. How about when you bring in your Chinese employees, half of them are going to be us. Half the ownership is Chinese. It's not going to be no majority Chinese. Well, hey, look, you said we're struggling. Oh, shoot. I didn't know I was struggling, China. I didn't know I was struggling, USA. I guess I was struggling yesterday, and I guess I'm alive today, so I guess I don't need your money like that. Move along. I would never make a dumbass agreement. I gotta say it straight out, like some of these nations have been doing. When these politicians have been selling out, that's how short-sighted they are. They thinking about themselves so much that they sold out the rest of you, and the rest of us actually, because the same thing here in the USA. So that's how you can come in with a losing argument. This is how track and field athletes can come in. They're gonna come in and say, "Oh, Nick, H&S. Oh, I see that you have almost 5,000 subscribers. We're going to give you an agreement of, we see the potential for you to get 50,000. Okay. I'm like, okay, cool. I see the potential too. We're going to give you a $100,000 agreement. Okay. 100,000 per year. Oh no, $100,000 agreement. No, sir. Give me $1 million agreement per year. And then I'll do this. Or I might settle for 500,000 for the first 3 years, renegotiating. And we can renegotiate the contract as it goes out. But for the first 3 years, you're going to give me $500,000. I might even say $1 million, actually. And this is the metrics, X, Y, and Z. And this is what we're going to do. You give me this money. I can talk about anything that I want to talk about. I'm not going to silence myself for anything. I'm going to talk about third wave feminism if I want to. I'm going to talk about politics if I want to. And you can agree to those terms, or I'm going to keep it moving and I'm going to run my channel. That's what I would do. I'm not coming in. I'm not doing any of these deals. Nike want to come here, and I really don't not like Nike like that. I really don't. Not from a lot of the actions that I've seen that they've done to certain groups of people, aka black people. But all these companies have basically done it. But that's my whole thing on Trike there. I personally don't like it. But hey, look, if they sponsor me one day, you know what'll turn me around? If they do an agreement that I just said right there. If they give me a deal that I said where I get to talk about still what I want to talk about. If the pressure gets piled on like a Dave Chappelle and they say, hey, this thing, and they not just going to drop me, then I'll come into the agreement. If I'm going to talk about my thing, that's what it is. Steve Patrick said, Jamaica put you on the map. It seems like it. It seems like it. And this is why I will try to give back to Jamaica in particular and other nations that are supporting here. Australia, Nigeria, the UK, the United States, obviously, and things like that. They said the A word, the Francois said, I think that is more of a thing in the States. Back in Niger, you would be fine. I have only heard good things from African Americans who went to Nigeria. I hear mixed things. And yeah, I think it's good things. Look, when I go to different places, and I'll end it off on this unless you guys got another comment. And this will be the last time. You know, I'm like a Southern preacher. We say it 3 times. This is my 3rd time saying it. I'll say it like this. When I've gone to other nations in Africa and other nations in Europe, other nations in general, the thing is this. I don't just go to the nice areas and I don't flaunt any of the money. As far as the people know around me, I'm broke. Now, they will assume I got more money because I'm American and I came there. So in proportion to those people, right, that are over there in more impoverished nations, I would, even if I'm lower middle class here, if I was able to afford a $1,200 round trip ticket to most of the nations, right? Or in Nigeria, let's stick to there. Then I got more money than them because I was able to afford that, right? With $1,200, add in another $800, I paid for my rent for the entire year in Nigeria in some of those locations. Now, they would look at me and say, hey, I got more money. I'm going to be nicer to that person. Now, I've experienced this. But at the very hint that you seem as broke as somebody else, oh, no, some of the stuff comes out. And I experienced this in other nations of Africa. Now, the same thing, can happen here. That's why there's a lot of respect that comes with money. There's a lot of respect and fear that comes with power. And money is power. So I've learned to be like, well, not to flaunt it, but then to allow people to know that I ain't no broke joke. So that's the thing that I've learned on my travels across the planet and across the United States. But I would prefer to just look the way I look. I mean, if I look busted and raggedy, that's just the way I like to look. And then I like to dress up in suits and whatnot when I feel like it. Otherwise, it's there. Just Spliv said, allegedly, Mayor Rothschild said, let us control the money of a nation and we care not who makes its laws. Exactly. If you control the money, you control the power. Straight up. Think of it this way. I control the money, and everybody that said they out there protesting and everything, I say, I will pay you $2,000 this month. You dead broke. That's exactly what this experiment was that happened with this pandemic. They said, especially in the U.S., other nations, they gave money, free money, almost immediately. But the United States, it had months and months and months for $1,200. Now, those that could afford to do it, and those that are, I guess, some of them more inclined to think of investment type of stuff, there's a website called bitcoinstimulus.net. And it'll show you what'll happen is if you put that money into Bitcoin the day it was given out. Now, some people had to wait months. I didn't get one. How much that will return. But hey, if you control people, you get them begging for your stuff and it's done. This is why us as black people, and that's why I'm focusing on black. I know we got non-black people here. Because I'm black. I mean, that's the bias there. So us as black people, if we want to do things better, we need to control our economies. That's what it is. Control our economies. We go to everybody else, but everybody else don't go to us. And so when I'm here, I'm making money out of Africa right now. Don't live there. And I will be making money out of, I mean, technically I make money out of Jamaica, if you want to be technical with it, because some people do super chats. I don't look at it that way. And then the ad revenue that comes in, very little money that's here. But I make money out of Africa, specifically with cryptocurrency, teaching people how to do that and everything. I got a conference that's this weekend, or the 6th of November, if that's this weekend. I don't know. I got to look at the calendar. But these are the things that we got to think of. I hope y'all are understanding where I'm coming from. These are the things we got to think of. I don't have to own not a thing, and I could become a billionaire just from providing services and value to other people. And you guys can do the same thing no matter where you're at. You could be broke right now. And if you think you're too old to do it, Kentucky Fried Chicken dude did it when what he was 80 something years old. All of us can do this stuff. But mainly you want to focus on the young people. If you think you're too old, you like, hey, I'm 70 years old. I really don't want to put in the work like that. Hey, guess what? Try to put as much energy as possible in it. Whatever young person you can see that's over there in Jamaica, over there in Nigeria, over there in the UK, and over here in the USA. I take time and talk to people younger than me all the time. I do it all the time. Someone will be like, yo, lame ass, or whatever else. I've heard that twice. Most of the people don't. Some of them roll their eyes. But they was like, yo, lame ass. I'm like, all right, and yo, broke ass. You can stay where you at. But, hey, you've been watching Head and Shoulders ATR. So we're going to end it here. Like I said, I promise y'all that was the last time. Thank y'all for coming out. We're going to have another video that's coming up. Just Live, you gave me a good topic about what was the greatest time for the sprinters. What was the greatest season for sprinting. And you know what? There was a good point made. I think it was Rickadane75 that said Adi had the greatest ever season with the amount of wins that she had in the 100 and 200. I actually forgot about that between the 89 and 90 seasons. So, like I said, I wasn't even thought of at the time. So, I can see how I could forget that because I wasn't necessarily watching it. But thank y'all for coming out. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Thank you, everybody that has contributed to Cash App, PayPal. Anybody that has signed up for Patreon, definitely. If you like to see these topics, and if you want to learn about the cryptocurrencies I talk about, definitely become a second tier member on Patreon. I think that's $50 a month for the second tier. Might be, no, it's not 100. That's the next one, but it's $50 a month for the second tier. If you just want to support the channel, then the first tier, I think it's 7 or something like that. But definitely support the channel because this is made possible by viewers like yourself. We always be here talking about money. We were talking about money bags, Elaine. We went on to different topics. We talking about building up money for the black people worldwide. So whether you want to do it in your own backyard or you want to do it on the internet, like as you see, I'm doing it here right now. So in whatever little or major ways that I'm